Hello everyone and welcome to Sewing Report Live on New Year's Eve. We are rolling out of 2023 and into 2024. Who's ready to party from home? I've got my sweatpants on and I've got some audio issues here, guys, but welcome everyone wherever you're watching. I'm in my sweats. I probably need to wash my hair, and this was honestly kind of a last minute thing, but we're gonna have some fun. I've got some things we can do. We can talk about the past year, talk about the year ahead. I also have some things I want to say about the Brothers Skitch PP1 embroidery machine that I think would be kind of interesting. So who's ready to party here? And first, I do want to give a quick shout out, as always, to the sponsor of this live stream, which is the Sewing Report Etsy shop, where you can find fabric and sewing supplies. And I also sell a few handmade things that I don't know if I'm going to be doing more of that in the next year, but I did have fun making the stuff I did. So I do have some stuff that I made myself that I am sharing here. So we've got some supplies. I also will be revealing a promo code for all of you live viewers as a thank you and a little bit of a treat. So check it out. I'm probably going to spend my New Year's Day packing Etsy orders and all that fun. So welcome everyone who's watching. Here's the thing. It's been a while since I've done a live stream because I've been focusing on the main channel with all the embroidery videos. And I don't know, the last couple weeks have been, just not very productive. So I got to work on that. We'll talk about all of that and more. This is going to be more of a hangout stream, but I do have an unboxing from our friends at Sew Tights, so we can do that. They sent me a package just out of the blue, so we can check that out and see what all is in there. But I hope everyone's having a good evening on this New Year's Eve. What day is today? Sunday? I'm not even sure, quite honestly. But yeah, I probably need to wash my hair. I did manage to get it together enough to put on some clothes and everything, so that was cool. And I will reveal right now, we'll put up the New Year's Eve promo code. Okay, so this is a special promotion for all of you watching. You will be able to get $5 off $50 or more orders with the promo code NYE2023. So NYE2023. And you can get this is just for you guys. I'm not advertising this anywhere else. And this promotional code will be good up until Wednesday. So I want to give people a couple days after, because I know not everyone might watch the stream tonight or live. I totally get that. If you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay, thank you very much. I am Jen with the Sewing Report. And we're going to hang out. We're going to ring out the new year. There's no ball here. I mean, not really. And all I'm drinking tonight is water, for real. I've got some ice water. How was everyone's Christmas? Mine was very relaxing and very peaceful. So that was nice. All right, I will turn off the music. We'll turn that back on a little bit later. I do like that one, though. So, hope everyone's doing well. And we've got sort of a multi-camera situation here. So the way this normally works, so this is sort of the main camera, and then I also have camera 2, which is the overhead. So you can sort of see what I'm doing. I don't really have a sewing project planned tonight. My sewing, guys, it's gotten away from me so much, and that's kind of a bummer. We also have picture-in-picture. So let me know if you have any questions, comments, anything about the channel, asking about things I featured. I know some of you have questions about the machines and everything, so feel free to leave them here. But welcome. So, who's ready to have some fun in our sweats and PJs? Maybe you're working on a sewing or quilting project. Maybe you're just vegging out. I don't know. It's cool. Maybe you're eating. I haven't eaten anything today yet, and it's about 8:45. My husband did make some soup, so I'm probably going to be trying to get a bowl of that later. So, and I know very exciting later, I have to clean out my rabbit's litter box. So that is my New Year's Eve plans. So not a whole lot of, if you're like, wow, Jen, you're really boring, that would be correct. And that's fine. That's totally fine. All right, let's check out some of the comments here. All right, Becca, welcome. Oh, I love your profile photo. Is that a sloth? Happy New Year to you. This year went by so quickly. And in fact, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the last few years have been kind of a blur just with all the pandemic stuff and the lockdowns. I just feel like the last few years have been very strange. Debbie, welcome. I know, Debbie, you were asking about the live stream, so I'm really glad you're here. You're one of probably our top viewers, probably one of my top viewers here. Thank you. I'm working through some works in progress. I have a fit bra that I started in August for the International Bra Sewing Bee and a piece tote that I started a few months ago. That's awesome. That sounds like fun. I need to try to sew some bras. That's like a little too ambitious for me, but I want to try to get into it. I do have a very unusual size, so that would be cool because it's hard to find bras in my size that actually fit. I just have not a typical body type, so that would be cool to get into. So maybe this year. We have Summer Rose here. Happy almost New Year's, everyone. Thank you very much. All right, this is good. What are you interested in sewing in 2024? Well, it's funny you asked that because sitting still in the box, guys, I've been so behind. I have the Ditto sewing pattern projector and I haven't opened yet. I haven't opened it yet, and I got it like a few weeks ago. But I've just been so preoccupied with trying to do embroidery videos that I don't know, it's been kind of on the back burner. I would like to try to do some more experimenting with the clothes, with making some clothes. I think that would be great. My problem though is that I find that I just don't need a lot of clothing. So like I don't have a lot of stuff that I need to make. It's just more of more vanity sewing. And the other thing I'm always concerned about is I don't like to sew things just for the sake of sewing things. I like to have a purpose for the items. So I don't know. I think part of the reason I like to sew is for sustainability and for, kind of more of like a slow fashion thing. And I feel like it can be easy to get tempted into sewing things you don't need or sewing things that aren't going to last. And then you kind of end up contributing to the same problem that fast fashion does. So, but I do really want to get into the Ditto sewing pattern projector and try it out. But my issue is that I'm stuck on this one embroidery video. It's doing like a sweatshirt, and I've spent like 2 weeks on it, and I'm not done yet. So I'm slacking, guys. I'm slacking, and the live streams here have not been as consistent as I would like them to be. So that's something that I can definitely improve for my New Year's resolution. So that's my plans. I just want to try new things and also get better with all of my sewing machines, maybe get a little more proficient. I would say I'm kind of a mediocre sewist if I had to say that. If I had to kind of, rank myself. So, but that's the thing. These channels are not about me being like a sewing expert. These channels are about having fun with sewing, having it be approachable, trying out products. So that's the thing. I don't need to be like an expert level Project Runway sewing expert, in order to do this. So again, I try to be really honest about my experience. Like I don't try to exaggerate anything. I'm like, yeah, I'm not very good at this. And I'm not very good with clothing. I can't even really alter clothing. I can hem pants and I can do very simple things. But maybe that's something I can try to do next year too, is maybe try to do some simple clothing alterations or more clothing hack type stuff to try to repurpose things. I think that would be fun. I'm just not very good at it, if I'm being honest. All right, Debbie. I recommend the Bra Sewing Bee. They have classes on every shape and size. The vault is available. Not sure the cost per month, like $20. Okay, that's kind of a lot though. That's a lot of money. Like I'm kind of cheap in that way. So I don't know. Exactly. I can't keep up with powerhouse sewists either. I understand this is their job, so they have a lot of clothes as a byproduct of their job. And here's the other catch-22 for me is that since I now do this as like a job, I don't need a big wardrobe. Like you see me, I wear t-shirts and like sweatshirts most of the time on the channel. I'm not like a fashion, I'm certainly not like a fashion influencer, maybe, and that's something I would like to aspire to, but the reality is, I'm just going to keep wearing t-shirts and sweatpants. Like, I wear, here, like, check this out, like, I'm just wearing, like, again, and I don't do my nails or anything, I literally wear these sweatpants. These are UGG sweatpants that I got on a clearance sale last year, and I wear these almost every day. Like, I'll wear them for like 3 or 4 days, and then I'll switch to another pair of sweatpants while these are in the wash, and then I'll put these back on because these are my favorite. They have a nice drawstring, they have pockets, they have a back pocket, and then I also really like the cuff I like a cuff anklet on sweatpants. And I think these are like a size large. They're kind of I like wearing oversized sweats most of the time. And I wear like the same thing most days. So that's the thing. If I was to sew more like fashion clothing, I would only be wearing them for photos and like not in my real life. I don't really go anywhere. My husband and I share a car. So I don't really drive. I'm not like going out and about a whole lot. So that's why I don't need a lot of stuff. I do also want to sew. I have some fun accessory. I want to sew some more accessories as well. So I've got some ideas for that I've been wanting to try, and I also want to do more like gifts that involve embroidery. So I've actually been embroidering things before I sew them, like doing like zipper pouches and stuff, and those are fun too. So I'd like to do more of that kind of stuff. I did like randomly send some stuff I made to this like other YouTuber, and she really liked this stuff. So that's like one of my next videos is stuff I made for something I made for her. I did do a hat video on the main channel, and I've just gotten so many questions on the Brother Skitch. By the way, the links are linked in the description box. Y'all know my feelings on this machine so far. I'm not an overly enthusiastic cheerleader for the product, but I have been using it, and it is, useful. But of course, there are some hang-ups. Brother did walk back the sort of their original policy with the Artspira app, so now the ability to import your own files is free, is on the free version, so you don't have to pay the $12.99 a month. But I do think it was the fact that they tried that in the first place was kind of like, I don't know. So it is what it is. I like to keep things 100. That's why these live streams are sponsored by myself, so that I can say whatever I want. Also, I do have my dehumidifier running just because it is very humid here. If that bothers you, this microphone is only supposed to pick up like here, so hopefully it's not too distracting. But let me know if it is, and I can try to turn it off. It's just this time of the year, because the air conditioning is not on as much, it's just very humid, and we just keep it running all the time. So, okay. Let's see some of the comments. Okay. All right. Haha. So am I. So I would only... Okay, you're talking about prices of, like, subscription stuff. I would only sign up for a month or two, concentrating on the classes, then quit. Yeah. Oh, and also, some of my neighbors definitely have fireworks going off, so I don't know how much of that you'll be able to hear, but I've been hearing fireworks for the last hour. I don't really do fireworks. That's cool. All right, Sandra's here, living dangerously, as the hubs would say, barefoot in your sewing space. Okay, so this is going to make me look like ridiculously Asian. Here, let me show you. I'm sort of barefoot, but not really. This is embarrassing. These are like the most Asian. So a lot of I didn't know this because I'm adopted and I grew up in America, but a lot of Asians wear these like slipper. Okay, there's also like weird hairs on there. That's gross. I got these from Amazon. I also have 2 pairs of these. They're like these foam slides, and they literally say home on them. And I wear these around like everywhere. So I don't like to wear socks, but I do wear these like house slippers like pretty much all the time. So yeah, I feel like that's like Asian AF, but it is what it is. I don't know. And it's funny, like I naturally do a lot of things that are like very culturally Asian, and I didn't grow up in Asian culture. So I do find that kind of funny. is sort of, yeah. And see, I love Hello Kitty. I don't have anything Hello Kitty on right now, but I do have my little Hello Kitty figure. I have Hello Kitty figurines on the background. I am a big HK fan girl. I'm a big Hello Kitty, and I got my BTS stuff representing, so we got some stuff going on. All right, the Viking Epic 3 is that some major glitches based on some in the Viking group. Ugh. You know, I'm going to be real. I've tried some Husqvarna Viking sewing machines, and they're not for me. I don't have anything against the brand personally. I've just tried a few out, and I didn't really like vibe with the machines, if that makes any sense. I don't know. It's just not. And that's why sewing machines are such a personal preference. I think because one person may like something and another person may not like it. And it just really is so individual that I find it's hard to give sewing machine recommendations. All right. Thank you, Debbie. Yeah. So those are my house slippers. I have two. So I've got one. Also, I ordered them from Amazon, and I noticed that Amazon site, like if you're buying something and it's like made in China, the sizing is like all over the place. So I thought I was ordering my correct size, and the ones I'm wearing now are a little too big. So I got another pair, the same ones, but they're a size smaller, and they fit better. I should probably wear mine more, but then I took them to my mom's house, and her bird like kind of chewed them up. So they have like big chunks missing in them because of the bird. So I should put those on though, because they do fit like a little bit better. Yeah, man, Crocs. I think Crocs are cool. Like I don't know why people hate on Crocs. They look really comfortable. So I don't have any hate. I don't have any, all love for Crocs. All right, OFAs. I don't know what that are. Those slippers. What is your favorite brand of sewing machine? I honestly don't have one. I think it really depends on the person. I personally don't have a favorite either, because I have different aspects I like about different machines. Like my current kind of daily driver regular sewing machine is my Juki Industrial. I really enjoy sewing on it. But I also enjoy sewing on like my brother machines. I have a Janome, I have a Singer, a vintage Singer, and then I have the only one I would say I don't enjoy sewing on is the Sailrite. I don't know, but my husband likes it. So I just find I don't use it like very much. Most people choose on familiarity. I think it's all about like, and it's a very like tactile experience. It's just the way you feel when you sit at it and you use it. And it's something you really can't explain. Oh, and one other thing, I still have a few of these necklaces left. So I'm wearing this. It's a sewing themed necklace. It's not real silver. It's just like silver tone. And it's got a little heart and a pair of scissors. I have a few of these left. So I normally will include a necklace if somebody orders like over about $100. So I have three, right? I have at least three. So if three of you place an order and you order over $100 this like weekend, New Year's Eve weekend, for the first three people, I'll include a necklace. So I have a couple of those. Here, I'll show you. They're in the box now, but this is what it looks like. They're very cute, and I do like wearing it. Let me see if I can take this out of the package here. So I've got three of these. So if you order, if you do an order over $100, use the coupon code that's running right now down below, and you will get this super cute sewing themed silver tone necklace. I believe they retail for like $25. So I will include this for the first three people who see this and place a $100 or more order. Very cute. And in fact, I've had mine for about a year. And some necklaces you buy and they get like tarnished or like discolored. And this one hasn't. I don't like wear it in the shower or anything, so I don't recommend that. But I don't know how it will do with that. But just with like regular use, it's been holding up pretty well. So I do have a few of these that I will be including with $100 or more orders. So I've got like fabric bundles. I don't know if I'm still running the sale. But you can use coupon code NYE2023 for $5 off $50 or more orders. And if you place an order that's $100 or more, I will include this super cute scissor and heart necklace. They're very adorable. And I don't know. They're actually like, the quality actually seems pretty good. All right, let's see. Yes, thank you, Debbie. Yes, I like the necklace. And it's really very wearable. It's not super... I feel like it's kind of a subtle nod to your sewing hobby. Like, it's not super cheesy or anything. You know, it's not huge. It's very dainty, and it's just something kind of minimal. It's a little more minimalistic for jewelry. So that's always cool. All right, so let's... I want to do kind of an unboxing while we're here. So let's do that. I got a package on Friday night, I think, and I was not expecting this. And I've gotten, pun intended, tight with the folks at Sew Tights. They're very nice people, and they have sponsored a few episodes of the Sewing Report. Super cool. It's a company that's founded by two sisters, and they've been like super awesome to work with, which is... And this is not sponsored. They did send this stuff to me, just as a gift. So I do want to put that out there, but this is not sponsored. I am a Sew Tights affiliate now. Link is in the description box. So this is a new product they sent me, and it's called the Sew Tights Sew in Store Hang Stand. So all right, let's open this up. And I thought this was cool. So a lot of us, we're starting to like collect Sew Tights, and then it's like, where do you put them? So they came up with this little, it's a stand, and it either stands up on its own, or you can hang it by the little hole on the top, and you can use it to store all your Sew Tights. So I thought this was cool. So we'll open this up and see how it looks. Let's see. Okay, there is some tape. I might need... Okay, oh no, this part's open. Okay, so let's unbox this real quick. I'm going to put my microphone off to the side a little bit here, and we'll open this up. Okay. And I'm not sure if this is... I think this might... Oh, sorry, I think I just knocked the mic. I think this might be available for pre-order. I'm not going to be selling this myself just because of the size and weight, but you can get it on the Sew Tights website. Link is in the description box, and I also have a discount code that they gave me you can use to save money on your order as well. So yeah, they're really nice people, and it's a small female-owned company, which I love. Really nice people, though, and they've been really great to work with. So I do want to say a quick thank you to the wonderful folks at Sew Tights just for being a great partner this year. They've been, really cool. And also, I feel like we all have the same values, which is really important for being in this space. All right, so let's open this up here. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at all this foam. Okay. All right, so this is the Sew Tights hang stand, and it's a way for you can store, all of your Sew Tights products. Because I know some of us have quite a few. Like, I have quite a few. I'm amassing quite a few myself here. All right, let's get this open here. Yeah, aren't these, like, super cute? And I'll turn off the banner for a little bit here. Okay, let's turn this off here. All right. Oh, okay. So this is like sort of an optional piece. So I don't think you have to use this. So if you want to, I believe you could just hang this. So you could, like, if you have like a pegboard or something, you could probably hang this. I love the aqua color. I think that's super cute. All right. All right, let me put the box away here. Hold on a sec. All right, so how do you... Okay. Oh, okay. All right, so if you want to have this stand up on its own, it looks like all you have to do is, put this through the slot here. Okay, like this. Okay. Okay. Am I doing this right? I think I am. All right, let me try to... Okay, here we go. Alright. Am I doing this right? I'm not sure. Let me see. Oh, wait. Or do I have to do it like this? Okay. Maybe I had to do it like this. Alright. No. Okay, that's not right. Okay. I think I'm messing this up here. Alright, what is... Okay, I got one of them in there. Alright, not sure about the other one here. Let's see here. Yep. Alright, this one's kind of... This one's a little sticky. Alright, let's see here. I feel like I'm just doing it... I think I'm just doing it wrong. Okay, so it's supposed to go like this. Let me look at the box here. Maybe I'm just messing this up. Am I missing something here? Let's see here. Alright. Alright, I just might be a little, like, slow here. We'll see here. Alright. But, alright, so if you want to hang this, so you can take your sew tights, let's see here, and you can just put these, so you can just basically put them all on here. So this is a cool way of storing everything. Alright, so see, that's pretty nifty, because I've got some of mine in a container. I've got some of mine in a container on my pegboard here. But this actually is a good way of just, like, keeping them all, like, kind of easy to grab. So this is, let me check out the Sew Tights website to see if it's available for pre-order or not. Because I know this is one of their newer products. Let's see here. Let's see, Sew Tights. Let's see. Alright, let's, okay. Accessories. Okay. Okay, oh, it looks like it's available for order. Okay, so, here, I'll bring this up here. Alright, so it is a $59.99, and you can order it on the Sew Tights website. Now, I do have a coupon code. If you use code Sewing Report, you can get 15% off your order. So if you use code Sewing Report, it's $59.99, and then you get 15% off. Full disclosure, I am an affiliate, but this is not at all sponsored, and they did send this to me though. So this is a cool way if you do have some Sew Tights if you do have a lot of Sew Tights already. This might be a good little accessory if you want, like, kind of a storage solution. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, Sew Tights, for sending this my way. Let me get some of my other Sew Tights. We can try this out. Okay. Alright, so here are my regular Sew Tights. So we'll put these on here. Yeah, I've got quite a few. I do really like using my Sew Tights. So this is a good way if you just want to have kind of easy access and have it be pretty convenient. This is a cool thing. Let me see if I can get this on. I feel like I just didn't do it right. I don't think it's like a fault of the product. I think it's just user error here. I think it's just me. Alright, let me see if I can get this together here. I don't know if you guys... I just might be, you know... Oh, wait. Alright, I think I just... Alright, I'm not putting them in at the same... Alright, here we go. I think I'm just not... Alright, I think I just kind of did this lot... Alright, here we go. I kind of need to do it, like, at the same time here? Okay. I don't know. Alright, well... We'll kind of do this. Alright. The one's going in pretty okay. This other side I'm just having some trouble with it. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Alright, well, I'm probably not gonna put this on anyways. But it is available on the Sew Tights site. So thank you, Sew Tights, for sending this my way. Let's see what the other box... They also sent me, like, some other stuff, which I was not expecting. Alright, so let's see what they got here. And this looks kind of nifty. Let's see. Ooh. This is kind of cool, isn't it? Look at the fun paper here. That's cool. All right. Oh, nice. Okay, they sent me a So Tights trucker hat. That's pretty cool. Should I put it on? Here's my thing. I'm not a very good hat. Hats do not look good on me, so that's why I don't usually wear hats. Okay, this is cute, and notice it's got embroidery on it. So it's got the So Tights logo embroidered on it. That's kind of awesome. Very nice. It's got sort of like a mesh vented back here. That's pretty awesome. And yeah, very cool. Okay, it is adjustable. It's white. Actually, let's check out the embroidery on this. Okay, so they clearly used some tear away. I know, I'm now dissecting like every item I see that's embroidered. All right, they definitely used some tear away stabilizer. So you can kind of see the embroidery quality here. This was certainly done on a commercial embroidery machine. Because you really, which brings me to another point, you really can't, people keep asking me like what items you can and can't embroider on the Skitch. So we will talk about this. But here's the hat. Isn't that super cute? I love the needle and thread logo. I think it's super cute. Oh, and it's got some nice little paper here in their colors. That's so cute. See, I got the trucker hat. All right, I'll put it on for the live stream in a little bit, but yeah, I'm not. It's very cute. Hats look terrible on me. Like that's just the God's honest truth. All right, let's open up the. All right, they also sent me like a little note here. Oh, that's super cool. Oh, all right, let's look at the card here. That's super nice. It says, "Happy holidays, Jennifer. We are grateful for you and can't wait for what's next to come. Cheers to 2024. The So Tight scales. Thank you very much. This was a very nice, unexpected gift, and I appreciate them sending the hang stand. I think that's super cool. Super cool. All right, we'll put on the hat, guys. Hats look terrible on me. It is super cute though. I just don't really look good in hats. It's not the hat. It's me. It's my head. My head is kind of an odd shape, so it looks... My head just looks really weird when I'm wearing hats, like I swear. All right, let's see here. All right, why can't I get this? All right. I can't do anything right today. All right, let's put on the hat here. I'll put the box down here. Okay, so I've got my new... All right, so we got the new So Tights hang stand here. Let me see if I can sort of stand this up. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I feel like mine, I think it's going in crooked or something. And I'm also kind of afraid of like okay, so let me see if I can get this. I'll see if I can, all right. All right, here's all right, it's sort of standing. Oh, no, okay. Yeah, I gotta figure this out. I don't think I'm doing it right. All right, I don't know what's going on here. But it is super cute. I just can't figure out how to, I don't know, I think it's me, guys. I don't think it's like the product, I just think it's me. Okay. Anyways, this is what it looks like. So here's my So Tights hang stand. All right, here we go. Well, let's see if I can, I'm just trying to get this to sort of stand up. Okay, I'll hold it. And here's the trucker hat. Let me try to put it on here. All right, we'll put this down for a second. All right. Okay, let's put on the hat for a second. The other thing is, I'm wearing makeup, so whenever I put on a hat, like, it'll get makeup on it. So, but this is super cute. I don't want to get, it's white, like, it's very cute. I just don't want to stain it with my makeup. Okay, but here we go. This is probably the closest you'll see me ever wearing a hat. Not very often, so, but it is cute. Okay, here, I'll kind of put it on like this. Okay, this looks really weird, but okay, here we go. I feel like I'm going to the 90s or something, and I don't know. This is strange. All right, hello, Carol. Happy New Year from Charleston, South Carolina. Welcome, Carol. We're having some fun here. We did a little So Tights unboxing. Super fun. All right, so, all right. I could not figure out how to put this together. I think I'm doing something wrong. I really think I think I'm doing something wrong. So we'll see if I can figure this out. But this is really cool. But yeah, we're having a good time, guys. We're having a good time. Okay, so what do we do now? All right, we'll bring back the Etsy promo code. So if you are just tuning in, I am offering a special promotion for all New Year's Eve live viewers. From now until Wednesday, you can get $5 off a $50 or more order at the Sewing Report Etsy shop with coupon code NYE2023. It's flashing at the bottom of your screen. Guys, we're just hanging out. We can talk all things sewing. We can talk about whatever. I showed you my feet. That's kind of freaky. Hopefully they don't end up on some feet websites because I know there are some weird people into that. So that would be kind of interesting. But this is sort of just kind of a last minute. I was feeling sort of crappy today when I woke up. So I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do this. But then Debbie actually commented on my earlier post and she's like, you can do the live stream. And I was like, I should just do the live stream. I've been really slacking on the live streams. I was like, I just got to get it together. So I managed to get it together. My husband made soup. I'm wearing my sweats. So, it's a good night so far. It's a good night. We're here with all of our Sew Tight stuff. This hat is super cute though. Yeah, my head is just not very conducive to hats at all. Plus, if I wear those fabric headband, if I wear a stretchy headband or a beanie, it just comes off my head. They don't stay on my head. Those hats just do not stay on my head at all, which is ironic because I am planning to do an embroidery beanie video soon. So here's what we have going on for the next few weeks or so. I bought a bunch of stuff from jiffyshirts.com to embroider. So I was just going to try out some different embroidery projects, try different items. This machine, this is the Brother Skitch PP1, and it does have a free arm. So I've been trying it out, and it does make hooping items a lot easier because you can actually put it under the arm. So you could do tote bags, I actually did a hat, and it was a lot easier because I found a product called Hydro Stick Stabilizer that's water activated, and that made it way easier. So I'm going to be trying out that same stabilizer with some other types of hats. So I bought some items. I also have a blanket I could embroider. I might try that. I have some baby onesies, so I'm going to try that. Here's the thing though. So this hoop is a 4x4 inch magnetic hoop. I think if you're trying to do small items, Brother is selling an additional optional 3x3 inch magnetic hoop. That actually might work better for smaller items. For things like if you're trying to do shirt sleeves, here's the thing. You might be able to do some sleeves. I don't think you're going to be able to do all kinds of sleeves. I don't think you would be able to do a sweatshirt sleeve like this. I think it's just way too small. And you'd have to stretch it out too much to get it to fit over even the 3x3 inch hoop. But if you're looking at this hoop size here, look at this. There's no way this is going to fit around this hoop. So people have been that's the thing. People have been asking all over the place about different items. So guys, I'll tell you. This can do. I was able to do a hat, okay. I'm going to try to do a beanie. Those are another type. I bought a few of those. You can also do bucket hats, but they have to be kind of unstructured. So a Richardson hat like this, the trucker hat, would not be a good fit because this is structured, so you won't be able to get it to lie onto the hoop. So you can't do that type of hat, but you can do a hat that's pretty flexible, like an unstructured baseball cap or a bucket hat that's also kind of flexible. A beanie, I think I should be able to do. Things you probably can't do with this, even if you get the 3x3 inch hoop, which is going to be probably an inch, at least an inch smaller than this. You probably can't do cuffed sleeves. So like anything like this or sweatpants with like a cuff on them that's like a little bit more fitted, probably not going to work. As far as sleeves go, like people have been asking about doing like shirt sleeves and stuff, you could probably do a t-shirt if it's a larger size. So you wouldn't be able to do like a children's t-shirt. That would probably, you know, unless it's like a fairly large children's t-shirt. I haven't tried out I think I got like a 3 to 6 month old set of baby onesies. So I'm going to see if they work out. I don't know. So I'm hoping they're like wide enough. But the problem is if it's too small and you find you have to like really stretch it to get to fit over this hoop, your design is going to be very distorted when you stitch it out on it. So ideally, when you put the item into the hoop or float it over the hoop, you shouldn't have to stretch it to all get out. So that's why smaller shirts or like fitted items like this are probably not going to work. You probably could do things like if you wanted to embroider like something on like the butt of a sweatpants, you probably could if it doesn't have pockets. As far as doing pockets, you can see how big this is. The pocket would have to be like humongous in order for that to work. So I wouldn't count on doing pockets unless it's huge. I think you could also probably do things like tote bags or zipper pouches if they were, but you have to keep in mind they need to be large enough to comfortably have this hoop fit inside it and be like loose enough that you can kind of put it around this free arm. So that's my recommendation. People have been asking if you have any questions about what I think this could probably do and what I think it probably can't. This does have some limitations to the capabilities. So you can't do like every single thing under the sun just because it has a free arm. Simply because, you know, it's just not going to work. Like, look at this. This is a 4x4 inch hoop, but the actual hoop is closer to 5 inches. Actually, it's bigger than that because the inside area is about 5 inches. So this is probably more like 7 inches all in. So this is probably like a 7-inch square. So the 3-inch hoop is probably not going to even be that much smaller than this. Probably like more like 5, maybe like 5 inches total. But again, even that, you're not going to be able to fit super small items in it. So I'm going to try out the baby onesies. But if I can't get it in the hoop without stretching it out a lot, I probably wouldn't do that. And then I would probably have to try to get the 3x3 inch hoop to try to do the baby onesies. So we'll see. I'm going to be testing it out. You know, I haven't tried everything. So, you know, if I don't have any experience with an item, I'm not going to really be able to give you an answer. All right. Debbie, yeah, elastic bands don't stay on my head either, but the hat is cute. The hat is super cute. So, I mean, maybe I could keep this as like a prop on the set or something. I don't know. Like, I just don't wear hats a lot, but it is really nice, and I really appreciate the gift. I think the embroidery on it is super, super cool. Okay. Carmen here says, same here. It just goes up the back of my head. Yeah, headbands, man, they just don't. My head just has like a weird shape, so it just doesn't work out like that well, I guess. I don't know. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. We're just hanging out. I don't know how long I'll hang out. Probably for a while. Then I gotta eat my soup. Should I eat the soup on stream? I don't know. Maybe. Should I eat the soup? Have a snack? I don't know. My husband made some really good soup. I don't know if I want to be like slurping on the stream though. That might be a little like cringe for everybody else. So, but we'll hang out for a little bit. If you have any questions about the channel, videos, sewing machines, let me know. People have just had so many questions about the Skitch that I thought I would try to answer them. In a video on the main channel, I did get unbox this like really awesome metallic, like kind of sparkly thread. And it's so, I tried stitching out a couple things and it is so pretty. So I got like a lot of colors. So check out the video on the main Sewing Report channel. It's called Sulky Poly Sparkle Thread. I am also a Sulky affiliate, but I purchased this myself during their like Black Friday sale. And this thread is just so, this thread is so beautiful. Like, I just can't even, I can't even start. Like, it's so pretty. The sheen on it is just amazing. Here, I'll show you. Like, look how pretty this is. It's just so, all right, let me see if I can get this to focus. It's got like enough metallic and sparkle in it that it shows up in the embroidery, but it also has enough regular thread that I find it's a lot easier to use in the machine, and it doesn't, like, you're not going to get like a lot of thread breaks. I do use a 90/14 needle, and that was it, and it's fine. So I'm really excited about this thread because I really want to try to use this in some projects this year or this next year. It's just so pretty. I'm like loving the thread. So I just love this stuff. Sorry, I've got some stuff stuck in my throat. I woke up, I was so stuffy. Also, as I was mentioning earlier, my plans for after this live stream for spending the rest of New Year's Eve include eating soup and cleaning out my rabbit's litter box. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be hanging out. So we are chilling. All right, let's put on some music again here. Let's get the music going. Well, we got the fire. We have some fireworks going on in the background from my neighbors. What's everybody else doing tonight? Are you just hanging out? What are your plans? Do you have family over? You guys working on a sewing project? What's going on here? What is going on here? We'll put the hat kind of in here. Let me see. I'm trying to make sure y'all can see the hat. But it's really cute. But yeah, if you have questions on what can and can't be hooped on this machine, let me know, because I've been getting all kinds of questions on different types of items. Yep. Let's groove out to some music here. All right, and I can hear the fire. All right, the fire. There's a fireworks show going on somewhere close. I don't know. I live in Florida, so there's always fireworks for holidays. It's just something people do. It is, it is what it is. All right, we got Sandra. I sewed all day yesterday, taking a break today, will pick up tomorrow, small projects, then a few lap quilts. That sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds very relaxing too. All right, we got Christina here in Florida. Welcome, fellow Floridian. And it's actually not super hot here, but it is pretty humid. So we have to have our dehumidifier running all the time. Hey Jen, just working on sewing projects. My daughter is moving into her own apartment. Very exciting. So making the usual bowl covers and hot pets. That's a really great housewarming gift for anybody. That's a good suggestion. I'm sure your daughter will love them. And that's very exciting too, to kind of be like striking out on your own or getting a new place. Get a fresh start for the new year and, getting into it helps you get into like a different headspace, I find. I don't know. And all I'm drinking tonight is water. I'm drinking water. I had my 2 cups of coffee already, so I kind of cut myself off. I was up until like 6 a.m. this morning, and I was like watching a movie or something, and then I was like, I don't know. So we're having fun though. I got my BTS stuff. Yeah, this is super cool. I do really like this little display stand for all my sew tights. I think this is super cool. And I could probably hang this, this is kind of heavy. I wonder if I can hang this from my pegboard. I'm gonna be experimenting with that after this. All right, Carol is, I'm crocheting and watching football. My Skitch should arrive next week. Well, congratulations on the new embroidery machine. And I've been really trying to be upfront about my, like, honest opinions about this. There are some things I like about it. There are some things I do not, including the Artspira app. I wish this was not dependent on an app. I think it should just be operated on board. or at least the app should be optional. But if you aren't aware, you can only use this machine through the brother app Artspira. If that's news to you, that's what's up. And I do think that opens up the product to some problems. So, I'm glad I bought it. I do really like some of the features on it. I like the machine itself okay so far. I did have some weird issues trying to transfer designs into the app that I purchased elsewhere, so that was interesting. All right, Sandra, I was up until 3 a.m. watching So Yaz 12-hour live show. Woo, sounds like fun. All right, are you jumping off the furniture into the new year? Should I do that? I don't know. I mean, we could. I don't know. It depends. It depends. Depends on how hopped up I am. I'm like not super. I don't feel like super high energy today, so we'll see. We'll see. I was watching. I've been getting way too into the true crime stuff the past week or so. So I've been a little bit like freaked out by watching all of this stuff. So that's been kind of, interesting around here. Here, I'm going to get situated here. So, okay, that's our family tradition to get. All right, well, should I jump off my chair or something? I don't know. My feet look I don't ever get I don't really get my nails done. For a while I was doing my nails myself and I just got too lazy with it, so I stopped. My toenails do not look good. So that's, yeah. All right, welcome Krabby Dragon, one of our most frequent viewers here. Happy almost New Year, Jen and Sonia Report live chat. It's almost 4:30 p.m. where I am. Wow. Okay, you've got some time. I have almost 7.5 hours of 2023 left. You definitely have a little bit more time than those of us on the East Coast. We have about 2.5 hours. I know this is not nearly as exciting as all of those, Ryan Seacrest specials or anything. But hey, we do what we can here. Oh, geez. We are all very concerned about your toenail. My toenails look not great. I've never gotten a professional pedicure. Is that, all right, honest question, are those worthwhile? And I live in Florida, so a lot of people wear, open-toed shoes and flip-flops. So, good question, is that something I should look into? Starting to get pedicures. Also, I do keep my nails pretty short, and I've been using, cuticle stuff to try to, keep that at bay. I haven't done my nails in a while. So I was thinking about doing them the other day and then I just didn't do it. But is getting a pedicure, should that be more of a priority for me or not? Should I not care? Honest question here. Honest question. Because I don't do any of that. I don't do a lot of that stuff. Okay, so I want to share this. This has nothing to do with sewing. But this is something you could probably watch while you're working on projects. I've gone down the rabbit hole on the true crime stuff. I've always been sort of into it. I used to watch that Oxygen show Snapped pretty religiously, and I thought it was super entertaining, but really freaky. So the past week or so, I've been watching all this stuff on the Idaho murders. You know, the one where the 4 college kids were stabbed to death in the party house off campus of the University of Idaho. And then they caught that guy a few weeks later, and he's the criminology student, Brian Koberger. I've gotten oddly fascinated with this case, and I watched way too much coverage of this particular story. So I've been and then I started getting into the subreddits for the Moscow murders and Brian Koberger, and there's all these different theories and stuff. I've been way overthinking it, and I'm what am I doing here? So it's just been crazy. So, and I was so freaked out after reading and like watching all this stuff about how he was like casing the house and then waiting for everybody to go to sleep so he could stab them to death. This is embarrassing, but for a couple nights I slept with for one night I slept with the lights on, and then I've been sleeping with like the bathroom light on because I'm like, you ain't coming for me in my sleep, Brian Kohberger. So that's been I've been a little bit like jumpy about that, and I need to stop watching that stuff like close to bedtime because it's just getting me into kind of a bad headspace. All right, no jumping off furniture till you have some of your husband's soup. The soup does smell really good. It's got ham in it. It smells really yummy, so I might try to get some of that. Maybe, should I eat it on the stream, or would that be really gross too? I don't know. Let me know. Okay, Sandra says, I work at a salon and I don't get petties. I take care of my own feet, just nails and hair. So yeah, that's the thing. I clip my toenails, and I just clip my toenails. That's it. I don't do anything else. I've never gotten a pedicure, and my nails, like the ridge. I have a lot of like ridges on my nails, especially my toenails. So when I paint my toenails, they look weird. Like it doesn't look cute at all. Like it's not like does not look cute. All right, Debbie says it depends. She's talking about the nails. How about get a Groupon and try out, see how you like the experience and wearing color on your toes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't go out. I feel like I don't go out enough to make it like worthwhile. So I don't know. All right, do you think Kohberger has killed before the Idaho murders? Okay, good question. I don't think so. And from what I'm reading from other people, I have some. Okay, I'll share my theories. Okay, so this guy, he was like 20, he's like 28. He has crazy, all right, I want to say Brian Kohberger has crazy eyes. I'm just going to say that from the get-go. So this was his first semester. He was like a PhD student for like criminology. He got a bachelor's and a master's from a college in Pennsylvania. And he lived like kind of with his parents. So when the murders happened, he was in his first semester ever living like away from home across from the country. So a lot of people are speculating that because this was like his first taste of freedom and first like real chance to murder people, that allegedly that this was probably the first time he's done that. However, I do think he's probably committed other lower offense crimes before that. So he seemed pretty comfortable with like maybe breaking into homes or trying to like lurk around houses. So I would not be surprised if he had done that and not gotten caught. Like from what I can tell, it seems like he had been inside that house before. Like maybe he broke in or got in during one of their parties. So for him to get in and out that quickly and know his way around the house, it seemed like he had been there before. And it also seems like he might have done some stalking or maybe done some break-ins or went into people's homes undetected before. It seems like he had fantasized about killing, or I know this is getting very dark. It seems like he's fantasized about killing people for a while. And I also read that when he committed the murders, he was on the verge of getting kicked out of his program. Like, I guess he had some other creepy behavior. And he also had, he was a teaching assistant for a professor, and the professor had made enough complaints about Brian that Brian lost his TA job, and it seemed like he was going to be booted from the PhD program, so he was probably going to get kicked out of school. So if he had not allegedly committed the murders, like they were a few weeks before Thanksgiving, if he'd gotten kicked out of the program and had to come home, he wouldn't have had the opportunity to do that type of thing because he would have been more like under his parents' like kind of radar. So I think, I don't know, I'm kind of fascinated by like the whole serial killer thing and like all this stuff. So I think this was his first opportunity to do it, but I think he'd been thinking about it for a while. I also think he probably committed other crimes. And he had like a history of acting creepy to women in particular. And a lot of his students said he was real weird too. So he seems like an odd guy. But anyways, kind of a jarring transition. We're going back to the pedicures. Personally, I love having my feet pampered by someone else, but I don't get it done regularly, so the color grows out. All right, yes, the soup. All right, so people are saying I should eat on... All right, I'll get the soup. All right, but I also want to get some... So I also have a weird thing. If I'm eating, I have to have like... I usually have to have like soda with it, so I might switch up my drink. All right, so we'll eat. Okay, we'll have something to eat. But yeah, I've been getting in like way deep with this Brian Kober stuff, and it's really crazy. All right, I'll get some soup and we'll like chat about random stuff. All right, so I'll tell you what. Christina says, I too am fascinated. It makes me wonder what would make someone want to do terrible things to another person. Okay, so here's my other... Not that I'm like becoming like an armchair detective now. I think Brian's target was Madison Mogen. For a couple reasons. I don't think he planned to kill 4 people. I think they just happened to be like... The other 3 I think just happened to be collateral damage. For some reason, I just think his target was Madison Mogen. I've been doing way too much looking into this. So Madison's room was on the top floor. And also, so this house was kind of like a fishbowl. Like, these kids were not very smart about security. They kept like like you could see inside the windows most of the time. There were tons of windows. There was a sliding glass door. It was 3 stories. The house had like kind of an unusual architecture to it. And the killer's first stop when he got into the house was the top floor where Madison's room was. So there were 2 bedrooms on the 3rd floor. There was Madison Mogen and Kaylee Gonsalves, but Kaylee had recently moved out and she was just back visiting. So the sad and tragic thing is that Kaylee shouldn't have even been in the house when she was murdered. She just happened to be there, and she was found in the same bed as Madison because they were like best friends. So it's my personal speculation that, and also the other thing about Madison is, so Brian was apparently a vegan. Madison worked at a vegan restaurant, so maybe they had crossed paths there. It also seemed like he could have been stalking them on social media. We don't know yet, but Madison, so this was not smart from her perspective. She had like a big wooden painted M for Madison, or Maddie, and she kept it in her window. So it was super easy to tell which bedroom was hers. Not very smart on her part. She was a college girl. Again, I get they're young. Maybe not like the most vigilant about security. I'm pretty like paranoid about security. I'll just be honest about that. But I think she was the target. I think the killer kind of had to kill Kaylee because she was in the room. And then I also think that Xana and her boyfriend Ethan were only killed because they were awake and they might have seen him. I just don't think they were the targets. Also, he left 2 of the other people in the house alive. It's my belief that he was only targeting Madison. Again, this is complete speculation and just my opinion. I think he was targeting Madison and may have been stalking her. And it looked like he also, like, cell phone records show he had been in the area of the house like 12 times, including several times that same night. So that's what I think. Yeah, I just think this guy he seems super crazy. I feel like there's a chance that at trial, the prosecution could really botch this up because somehow the killer managed to not have a lot of DNA evidence, like tying them to the crime scene or to the victims. The killer was somewhat careful, not perfect, like leaving the knife sheath behind. Guys, I've gotten way too, I've gone off the deep end with this stuff. But I think if Xana and her boyfriend Ethan had been asleep, I think they would be alive. I also think if Kaylee had not been at the house, she would be alive. I just don't think he was targeting her since she'd already moved out and she was just visiting. All right, great theories. Brian had a bad combination of genius, immaturity, psychopathic tendencies, no empathy, and a total disconnect from social norms. Yeah. And apparently when they raided his house and arrested him, I guess sources have said they found him like at 1:30 in the morning wearing gloves and putting his own personal trash into Ziploc bags. It's just not something people do if they're not guilty. So that makes him seem like super guilty in my opinion. Plus, studies have shown that some folks are born with the physical and neurological makeup to be a psychopathic killer. It's possible actors and directors who do lots of horror and gore have that. And maybe that's why they like that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm not that, I don't know. I like these cases, but I don't know. I don't think I would have it in me to do that sort of thing. But they feed that need by expressing those tendencies in movies. Yes, they get to get it out in other ways. That makes a lot of sense. This case is just fascinating to me. I'm amazed that there's not more blood and DNA evidence. The killer managed to kind of wipe it clean except for a couple things. So, there's a lot going on with that case. I'm just really fascinated with it. And the more I find out, I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy. The fact that he was being kicked out of the program, he was probably going to, that's the thing. He had a limited window of time in which he could attempt to do that sort of thing, if it's him, because he was probably going to get kicked out of the program and probably would have had to come home. And I doubt he did anything like that in Pennsylvania just because it's a small community and he was under more surveillance from his parents. All right, I totally think that Mads Mikkelsen Hannibal would be a serial killer if he wasn't an actor. Maybe he's just that good. Yeah, that guy is a really good actor. I saw a couple episodes of that show and it freaked me out. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to watch that. So if you're just tuning in, we are hanging out for New Year's Eve. We're just chilling. I'm also running a promo just for live viewers here. If you'd like to shop at the Sewing Report Etsy shop, you can get $5 off of an order of $50 or more. Oh, plus you get free shipping with promo code NYE2023. That is just for you live viewers. I'm not advertising this anywhere else. And this deal is good up until Wednesday. We did a little bit. If you're just tuning into, you can kind of rewind. We unboxed some gifts from our friends at Sew Tights. Oh, excuse me. All right, all right, so I think I will get some soup. We'll do that. Let me move some of this stuff here. All right, so here's what we'll do. Let me put this over here. All right, guys, how about we do this? We'll take like a 5-minute break. I'm going to get the soup and then I'll come back. We can talk more about serial killers too, because I got some more stuff to say about serial killers. I've been watching way too many documentaries. We can also talk about Chris Watts, that guy who killed his family, because that police body cam footage of Chris Watts out in Colorado is just insane. Also, if you do have questions about sewing the Brother Skitch embroidery machine, anything else, leave it in the comments. We're just sort of chilling though and just talking about like anything. So I'll put it on my overhead camera. We'll take about a 5-minute break and I'll meet you back here in about 5. And I'll mute the mic and stuff. You'll just get the overhead shot and some music for a while. And I'll just get some soup and we'll be back. Here we go. We'll leave you with this. We got this. We got some thread. Make it fun here. And then we'll be back in about 5. All right, I'm going to mute myself. And then I'll be back in about 5 minutes, okay? We'll see you soon. Alright, we are back. Took a little bit longer than I thought because I actually had to heat up the soup on the stovetop because it was in the fridge already. Alright, so let's take a look. This is the soup. There's a bunch of stuff in it. It looks pretty good. It looks hearty. We'll try some of the soup, see how it is. And then, you know, even though this is a sewing live stream, we're gonna talk about serial killers on New Year's Eve. Let's do that. Everyone's like, what in the world? I know. I've been thinking about this way too much lately, and I have some thoughts on serial killers. You know, I know you're probably like, what is this doing on a sewing live stream? This is a New Year's Eve hangout. You know, we're gonna hang out and talk about serial killers. I just find it really interesting. Plus, I used to be, if you're kind of new here, I used to be a news producer, so I've covered a lot of crime. And I have I have a lot of observations as someone who's covered probably thousands of crime stories over the years in different areas. Just, you know, I don't know. There are some weird things. So let's have some soup here. We'll chill. If you're just joining in, this is the Sewing Report live stream. We are hanging out. We did an unboxing. We got some stuff from our friends at Sew Tights. We have a promo for all of you live viewers for the Sewing Report Etsy shop. And by the way, this live stream is sponsored by the Sewing Report Etsy shop, where you can get all of your sewing supplies, fabric, and a few handmade items as well. So shop there. We have a special promo just for you, just for live viewers, good until Wednesday, for $5 off orders of $50 or more. You'll get free shipping. Also, or the first 3 orders, if you order over $100, the first 3 of you are going to get the necklace I'm wearing, which is a really cute silver scissor necklace. So you'll be getting that for free if you do a $100 or more order. We're having some fun. We're chilling. I really just want to talk about serial killers, which is bizarre. But that's what we're going to do. Thank you to the sponsor. And that's the thing. So the fact that these channels are monetized and I have my own Etsy shop means, you know, I don't have to be like overly sponsored or worry about that kind of thing. And in fact, the company that I did work with this year, Sew Tights, these people were really great to work with. I am a Sew Tights affiliate. This is not sponsored. But they were really cool, and they really understand the need to keep all of the content authentic. So that's the only reason why I decided to work with them this year, is because they really understand all of that stuff. And, you know, they're very, like, chill. So they were very cool. Welcome, everyone! Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm a huge horror buff, but I cannot tolerate the Saw movies. I've never seen a Saw movie. They just look too... I don't even really like scary movies, so I don't even know why I'm getting into all the serial killer stuff. Alright, yes, thank you. Alright, the soup is good. I give it 2 thumbs up to my husband who made it. Yeah, true crime. What's with everyone's obsession with true... It seems like everybody is obsessed with true crime. There's all these channels, too, where they, like... It'll be like somebody putting on makeup and talking about crime. So, I mean, hey... Yeah, maybe I can do that. I can be like a true crime channel where I sew stuff and talk about crime. Alright, good question. What serial killer intrigues you the most? I'm fairly intrigued by what actually happened with the Idaho murders. I find it so bizarre that there's not a lot of DNA evidence or blood evidence or physical evidence with the suspect, Brian Kohberger. Like, his car, they didn't there may be stuff we don't know either. People are going by what's in the probable cause affidavit, and that might not be everything law enforcement knows or investigators know. There could be more. But it doesn't look like they found a lot of, like, real evidence in his, like, car and his apartment. he's acting weird AF. Like, the fact that they found him in his parents' house at 1:30 in the morning with gloves on, putting his trash into Ziploc bags, that's just not something people do. Unless you're like, the only person I can think of is that fictional character Monk from the TV show. He had like a lot of compulsions, and that's the only time I've seen people do that type of thing. So it is very weird. Hello, Flawless. Welcome. Happy New Year's Eve. We got 2 hours here until it hits midnight, and we enter 2024. All right, thank you. Amen. Stay independent. Ooh, all right, Christina, that we know of. Yeah, exactly. Like, there may be more evidence that they're going to release at the trial that we just don't, that hasn't been disclosed to the public. And a lot, that's the thing, the subreddits have been pretty helpful because people are, like, revealing information, you know, that I didn't know or pointing things out. Also, they demolished the house this week. So some people were upset with it. After reading an article about why it was okay to demolish the house, I can see why it's not super helpful to you know, I can kind of see the point. So I do think there might be evidence at the trial that has not been released publicly. Hopefully they can find more, because honestly, I've seen some legal channels cover this, and some of the evidence they have against Brian Kohberger is pretty dicey. And they're, you know, it's not super solid. Like, this is not a slam dunk for prosecution at all. So I think that's pretty interesting. Ooh, like the Lady in the Dickens books, Madame LaForge. Okay. Let's see. Do you think he could have had a partner? I don't think so. I don't think so. Like, maybe the DoorDash driver. Well, they looked into the DoorDash driver, and it doesn't seem like he's involved. I don't know. I don't think he did. I follow the other Idaho murdering cult, Dooms. Okay, somebody recommended that there's a documentary on Max now, or HBO Max, about that. I have to watch it, because somebody was saying she was like a McDonald's manager or something, turned into a cult. It sounds super weird. I want to watch it. I just like weird stuff. I'm gonna. That's on Max. That's on my like to watch list. The soup is really good. All right, we'll eat soup together. Let me know what you guys think about. Let's talk about true crime. We're going to talk about that. All right, not McDonald's. She did hair. Okay, she did hair. Somebody was saying she worked at McDonald's or something. I don't know. And her husband. Okay. All right, so the serial kill. Going back to your questions, though. All right, the serial killers that intrigue me are, I would say Ted Bundy, the Golden State Killer. I've watched a ton of stuff on him. Joseph James D'Angelo, or James Joseph D'Angelo. That guy committed so many crimes and killed so many people. It's just insane. And the other one that intrigues me that I want to watch a documentary on is the Green River Killer out of the Seattle area. His name was Gary Ridgway, or his name is, I think he's still alive, Gary Ridgway. All right, we're gonna eat some soup. All right, this is good. This is good soup. You know what it was? The lack of the reason he was caught was because of DNA technology. It had evolved to enough where they could catch him. But yeah, well, that's another thing. Both he and like a lot of these serial killers, they have a law enforcement background, or they've like, you know, worked within the industry. Like Brian Kohberger was like a criminology student. So I was like, all right. The Golden State Killer was a cop. He also got fired for like being caught stealing or something. The whole thing was so weird. I think I might have watched a couple episodes of Mindhunter, maybe, but it was like a long time ago, so I don't really remember it. And everyone's like, why is this girl talking about serial killers and eating soup? That's what we do here. That's what we do. Yeah, Ted Bundy, law student. Yeah, a lot of these people are interested in or study or work in law enforcement, crime, those types of fields. Like, it's very strange. And Ted Bundy was also crazy because he represented himself. Like, that guy was just nuts. Oh, and the funny thing about Brian Koberger, too, is that he studied under this, like, very renowned, like, criminology expert. Like, she gets asked to be on, like, to, you know, do a lot of analysis for, like, TV and media and stuff. And she's only recommended 2 people for a criminology PhD ever, and one of them was Brian Koberger. And she's not saying shit now. Like, this lady is not comment, because she's like... Because she looks, here's the thing, she looks like an idiot because she recommended this guy who, you know, is accused of killing 4 people. So she looks, you know, so it's like if she's so good at, like, profiling people and figuring people out, you know, people are like, why couldn't she see through him? I don't know. It's an interesting question, though. So I thought that was funny because, like, this professor is not, like, she's like, you know, backing away. She's like she's really trying to disassociate herself as much as possible from Brian Koberger. I totally agree. I think a lot of these people they kind of get off on being famous. Like, they want, like, that's the thing. They get a lot of attention. And they get profiled. They get movies made about them. They get books. Especially ones where the trial is televised. And I think the Brian Koberger trial will be on TV. Yep, that's the professor I'm talking about. So it's like, if she's that good at, like, reading people, how couldn't she pick up on that, you know? Where are you now, lady? I don't know. So yeah, BTK's, I think it was like Bind, Torture, Kill. His daughter, the BTK killer's daughter, was concerned that Brian Koberger may have been in touch with her dad. So that's pretty creepy. Yeah, there's so much weird stuff about the Idaho murders and Brian Koberger. You can just easily go down the rabbit hole, and then it's like 8 hours later, and you're just kind of in a daze. You're like, what am I just reading here? I have like a little bit. I could probably go really, you know, I think if I started another channel, I would probably want to do a channel. Like, I would be interested in doing a channel about true crime. I think that would be fun. For me personally, I don't know. I don't know if I could combine Zoid and true crime. I guess I'm kind of doing it now. We're just chatting about it. But yeah, I'm into it. Yeah. But yeah, I would say the Golden State Killer, that rabbit hole is absolutely fat. Like, there's so much to it because this was back in like the 70s and the 80s, and there were a lot of different clusters of crimes, and they all thought it was different people. Like, there was the East Area Rapist, there was like the Night Stalk, like the somewhat Night Stalker, there was like the something Strangler, and police thought it was all different people, and it was the same dude. And they didn't figure that out until like way after these crimes happened. This guy had so many victims, and it was like, I imagine if you were living in those areas at the time, you would be freaking terrified, because you'd be like, yeah, I don't want to be a crime victim. Oh geez, sign me up for that channel. Yeah, I don't know. Could I do one where I sew and talk about like crime? I don't know. Thing is, so here's the thing with the crime stuff, is that you have to do a ton of research, because if you get anything wrong, people are going to jump all over you, be like, like the people that are always looking for, any little thing to criticize you for. The other thing for me that would be tricky is that in order to cover a lot of these cases, it kind of requires you to use what I call third-party materials, so copyrighted material from other sources, and that can be kind of tricky. And the reason I like this channel, for me at least, is because I don't use anybody else's like content, again, other than like website screenshots and maybe photos, like product photos. It doesn't really require me to have any like copyright issues, because I'm using 99% of my own originally shot material. So I do think a lot of those channels run into a lot of copyright issues. And I don't think most people know enough about the whole fair use area to be able to make that determination. So the thing is, like, I don't know, it would be kind of a pain in the butt. So, all right, we got MK in the house. Greetings, everyone just joining. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, too. We're here, we're hanging out, we're talking about serial killers on a sewing channel, and I'm eating soup. So that's kind of, par for the course here. Yeah, original Night Stalker. Yeah, that's the thing, the ear thing, like East Area Rapist. I'm like, that's so strange. Yeah, sewing crime talk. I don't know. Ooh, yeah, we got Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. Yeah, there's so much we could talk about with the crime stuff. And I do have some wacky stories from my time in news about crime stuff. And just some, like, observations I've had just from doing it. Like, I've had to listen to police scanners and talk to cops a lot just from my job. So I've been fairly close to crime just because it was, I worked in the media. So, and there was some weird stuff. There was definitely some weird, like, I was working, do you remember that case in Ohio with, like, the 8 people murder, and they didn't have a suspect forever? I worked that story a lot, and I was like, this is really bizarre. I worked a lot of very sad very tragic stories, lots of shootings, lots of weird crime. Trying to think. Oh, I was working. One story I worked was I was covering O.J. Simpson getting released from prison in Nevada. That was a fun night because it was like the same night as the Las Vegas concert shooting. So that was like the same day. I was like, this is crazy. So I've been around it a lot. And I will say, I was a news producer, and I'm kind of desensitized to a lot of the stuff. I hate to say it, but it kind of happens. You're just doing so many stories, like such a high quantity, that you don't really get a lot of time to, like, dwell on any one. So you do kind of start to feel like they're all kind of the same, or it's like kind of formulaic. So it is what it is. Okay, let's talk about why do people want to be romantically involved with criminals. I don't understand that. Like, the fan mail, I'm sure all of these monsters get. Like, I'm sure even Charles Manson probably gets a lot of fan mail. It's just crazy. Like, why would you want to be in a relationship with someone who's like a serial killer? I don't know. Unless you're clearly in it for the fame, that just makes... Like, I just feel like there's gonna... Like, you're just not all there. If you're writing prison pen pal letters to somebody who's killed people or done some other very serious crime, you know? And it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So that's their first mistake. Never think you can fix somebody. If you go into any relationship thinking you're gonna fix them, you're just delusional. It's not happening. Not happening at all. All right, I have a little bit of soup left. I kind of want seconds. I might do that. But this is fun. This is a fun conversation. I like talking about soup. I'm probably going to sleep with the lights on again. Because that's the thing. After reading about Brian, like waiting for them to turn off the lights so he would know they were asleep, I'm like, I'm going to switch it up. You're not going to know when I'm asleep. Or you're not going to know and you're going to be confused. Also, this might be a little paranoid. We never really open our blinds or anything, so people can't see inside our house, like, ever. Some of those serial killers are smooth talkers. Maybe these women feel special. Like, special? I mean, I feel like that would be, like, too risky. That would be like going on a date with O.J. Simpson. Like, come on. Come on. Also... Fun fact, another rabbit hole I got down the other day was looking up interviews with Kato Kalin. Now, for anyone who's younger here, the O.J. Simpson murder trial was like the biggest thing ever in the 90s. The murders happened in 1994, and the trial was in 1995. And one of the witnesses in the trial was a guy named Brian Kato Kalin. He was staying at O.J. Simpson's guest house at the time of the murders. And he was one of the key witnesses. And I was watching some interviews with Kato more recently. By the way, he seems like a really nice guy. And he now has like a podcast about like scandals. And the podcast is actually pretty good. So I would recommend it if you're looking for something kind of like fun to watch. And he talks a lot about his involvement with the trial and with everything that happened. And he also Kato thinks OJ did it. He just can't prove it, but he thinks OJ is guilty. The other thing about Kato is that like he was kind of like collateral damage for the whole thing. So he was trying to be an actor. But once the murders happened, he wasn't known for anything else, and he had a hard time, like, breaking out of that, like, kind of, like, stereotype thing. So, he went on some reality shows, and he did get some parts in, like, films and stuff. But I do think that the trial and all the publicity had a negative impact on Cato's career because all he's known for is being like the O.J. Simpson murder house guest. That's it. So his podcast is actually really good. He co-hosts it with another guy. Oh, what's it called? It's like, let me look it up here. Okay, so the podcast is called 1 Degree of Scandalous with Cato Kalin and Tom Zenner. And it's a really good podcast. They talk about other things too, like other cases or like just general scandals, like celebrity scandals. But it's a fun show, and it's like a fun show, and he actually brings a lot to it. I think I think podcasting is perfect for Cato Kalin. He seems like a really like nice guy. And yeah, I would recommend it. And he talks a lot about he like, I didn't know a lot of the things he was saying in these shows. Like, I just didn't know. I was like, oh, I had no idea. He still has a key to the guest house. He still has his key. And I also didn't realize he also was Nicole's house guest. So he knew both of them somewhat well. He also said that OJ blatantly lied about what happened that night. So I was like, well, Cato said that kind of red flag went up. So the night of the murders, so if you're not aware, O.J. Simpson was acquitted in a double murder of his ex-wife and a younger friend of hers who worked at a restaurant. And that night, Cato and O.J. went to a McDonald's to get food and came back. And Cato says they kind of went their separate ways when they got back. He went in his room to eat, and then he never saw OJ until after the murders. And, he did help him put his, actually, that would be after the murders. He did help OJ put his bags in, like, the limo when the limo came. But right after the murders, when OJ started being questioned, OJ said that Cato and him ate their McDonald's in the kitchen. And Cato said that OJ lied. He said that was, like, weird because... and his spidey sense went up because OJ lied about that, and that they didn't do that never happened. So that's one reason why Cato thinks OJ did it. So I thought that was interesting. Can you imagine being OJ Simpson's house guest? Oh boy. Yeah, that guy looked pretty crazy. Okay, let me know, why do you think his son committed the murders? I've seen some theories on his son was Jason Simpson, and that OJ like covered it up. I don't know. Also, I watched OJ's interview with Fox when the book was coming out, the If I Did It book, and OJ sounds like guilty AF. Like just everything he said he had a friend with him who had a knife, and it kind of sounded like he was talking about something that actually happened. So I don't think that interview did him any favors. Yeah, the house is torn down. I just think it's funny that he still has the key, you know? And also, like, Cato didn't really, he didn't really cash in that much on the murders or the trial or anything. Yeah, so yeah, the house has been torn down. Because I was looking that up. I was like, that's... Because I wanted to look up a map to see, like, the layout of the property and to see where the guests... So OJ had 3 guest houses. I know you guys are like, what the heck is going on here? OJ had 3 guest houses on the property, and I was just curious to see the orientation of all of those things. So I don't know. All right, I'm going to get some more soup. I'll be right back. I'm going to get more soup. I'll put on the overhead cam. I'll be right back. Oops, okay. Did not mean to do that. Okay. All right, we're back. I have a refill on my soup. We're hanging out. It's New Year's Eve here at the Sewing Report Live, coming at you from this room in Florida. My neighbors are setting off the fireworks. My rabbit is kind of freaked out. I think my husband's going to sleep, and I'm here eating soup, and we're talking about serial killers. So, hey, what else? What more can you need, right? What more can you need? All right, so we're going to go back to... Okay, so you're talking about why you think Jason Simpson committed the murders. Mobility and strength, his victim put up a great struggle. I mean, OJ was pretty strong, too. I know, I do think OJ probably did it. I don't know, that's my opinion. I don't know. I think he probably did it. Actually, if you think about it, the Sewing Report is the perfect name for a sewing true crime channel. I don't know if I want to go... I think this is fun. I don't know. It would be fun. I just think it would be... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do all that research. I know. Plus, have to find all of the material and stuff and try not to get, like, copyright claimed. I think it would be kind of a... So here's the other thing. This I do find a little cringy about some of those channels where they're putting on makeup and talking about, like, murder victims. I don't know. I just... Something in me, it just doesn't feel... It doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? Especially when you're putting up their picture, you're using their photos and stuff. It's almost like you're... You know, I don't know. It's... The makeup thing to combine... It's just... I don't know. I do find it, like, a little weird. So, I don't know. Some of those channels, I'm just like... And they use the most, like, dramatic looking or, like... You know, crazy photos in the thumbnail and stuff. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know about that. So, again, I like talking about this stuff. You know, I don't know. I just don't like... It feels... Some of it... I feel like there's a fine line between it being informative and educational and entertaining and being exploitative, I guess. I don't know. So that's what kind of... Like, I just don't really like the channels where they put on makeup, like doing a get ready with me, you know, and they're like, blah, 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 you know, I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. But we are hanging out this New Year's Eve. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to participate in the live chat, or if you're watching the replay, you can always leave a comment as well. Also, if you have not yet hit the like button and you're having a good time, I would really appreciate it. You can also subscribe if you'd like to. Mostly we do talk about sewing. We're just having fun tonight. It's New Year's Eve. Some channels take other creators' videos and just do a voiceover and publish it. I think that is wrong. That's the thing with all the copyright issues, is that most people just don't have any idea what fair use really is. And they think they're doing that, but they're just doing copyright infringement. And a lot of these... I'll just say this. A lot of copyright holders really crack down on usage. Like Associated Press photos, Getty Images. A lot of media outlets will sue you if you use their photos, videos, or material. And it only takes one time for you to basically be shut down. I just don't, you know, I know enough about it where I know that would be a pretty challenge. That would be kind of challenging doing crime and not, you know, even if you're pretty careful about it, you can still, all it takes is like one mistake or, you know, and that's the thing. It's kind of hard to fair use a photograph because you're showing the whole photograph. So people will be like, oh, it's fair use. It's not. Like, a lot of it's not. Like, they're wrong, and it's just, it drives me crazy to see people spout that kind of misinformation, because it's just, it's very, you know, you could be really unhelpful and pointing someone in the wrong direction. Yeah, the book was like, yeah, he should not have tried to do that book. It's also super weird to me that he's just on Twitter making videos. I'm like, real. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just very strange to me that O.J. Simpson is like, I also saw some YouTube channels letting him, they hired him to do like commentary, and I'm like, that's wild. Although it kind of makes sense, because a lot of the younger people that are adults now, they don't even remember the murders or really know who OJ is. For any like millennial or older, we know who OJ is, but a lot of young people don't. You know, it's like young people who don't remember 9/11. Like, a lot of people that are like 18 to 20 now, they just don't really know, like, they just don't really have a point of reference for that. So they're not really turned off to OJ because they don't really know like, what he's most famous for. And I'm actually, I grew up in Buffalo, and I remember, like, people were just like, when it happened, people just were shocked. Like, everyone was shocked. OJ was so popular in Buffalo. He was super well loved there. And I do remember the week of the murders, I had a dentist appointment. So my mom took me to the dentist. And I remember the dentist asking us if we'd heard about the murders. And he's like, it's such a shame. You know, I'm so surprised because OJ is such a classy guy. I remember him saying OJ, you know, he's like, OJ is just such a classy guy. And so that's the picture people had of OJ and the public perception before he was accused of the double murders. It does look like and I've seen some specials before too, or news pieces where he did have a history of domestic abuse with Nicole, his ex-wife. So, you know, it's not like that came out of nowhere. Like, the tapes were pretty bad. I heard the tapes, and they didn't sound good. Like, he had some issues. Let's just say that. I was living in Japan. I had no idea it happened until someone told me. Wow. I think I was about 12 to 13 during like the murder and the trial. So I was still kind of young. I didn't really know what was going on. I'd seen snippets of the trial, but I was too young to really understand any of the legal proceedings. So that's why watching it as an adult is kind of wild. I'm like, whoa, okay. I did watch the American Crime Story series on FX with like, where like John Travolta was playing Robert Shapiro, and then David Schwimmer and like Cuba Gooding Jr. So I did watch the show. I thought the show was pretty well done. So if anyone is interested in learning more about that particular case, the American Crime Story O.J. Simpson series I thought it was very good. Wow, everyone's in Japan. What's everyone doing in Japan? That's crazy. All right, I'm working on the soup. I'm a kind of a slow eater too. I'm working on the soup though. Nice. I'm making bowl covers and thinking, true crime. I could tie this in with a cannibal. You could. You could, Mayman. Hey, the world is dark. The world is very dark. Wow, these fireworks are getting kind of intense here. Is anyone in your area setting off fireworks as well? Or is this just like a Florida thing? I don't know. Yes, if I don't do it, somebody should do a sewing and crime channel. I think that would actually blow up pretty fast. Like, you could be making something and then also cover some sort of case. I think that could do pretty well. Also, maybe your sewing project should be related to the case somehow. I don't know, somehow. You'd have to workshop it a bit more, but I think that'd be pretty cool. I'd probably watch that. If you were like a good storyteller and had a lot of the details and you'd like really dug into the case, I think people would watch that. I have too many channels as it is, so I probably won't do that. But if somebody wanted to do that, I think that could be a thing. Yeah, I don't really get the 4th of July. I don't really, like, I feel like fireworks, like, it's like a 4th of July thing. I don't really understand doing it for other holidays. Like, people are doing them on, like, Thanksgiving and stuff, and I'm like, what? This doesn't make any sense to me. Alright, I gotta ask Christina, is this a reference to, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead? Oh. That movie was really great. That movie was so funny. Okay. All right, we got some other comments. Okay, so I am eating. I just finished some soup. It's not specifically New Year's Eve soup. It's just my husband made it before the stream started. I think he's going to bed. It's like lentils, barley, quinoa, ham, and like some other stuff. So it was very hearty. I don't think it's that like. I imagine it's somewhat nutritious. I don't know. I'm not even sure. So that's what we're eating. I just finished. People said it was okay for me to eat. You know, I took a poll here. And I was like, should I eat on the stream? And everyone was like, okay. So we're doing that here. Okay, so why? Okay, large Asian population here. Fireworks considered celebratory in homage to culture. Yeah, that's like the one thing, the Asian thing that I'm like I'm just not that into it. I don't know. Like, I don't mind watching fireworks, but like a professional fireworks show, I don't really want to spend money on fireworks though. Like maybe that's just me though. I don't know. I'm just not that into the fireworks. When teams win championships, fireworks go off. Okay. So do people just like fireworks for like any, any reason to do fireworks? They'll be like, yeah, I don't know. Mexican Independence Day. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't know. People just like, our neighbors always have them. I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm too cheap for them. And there are places that sell fireworks. I've never really been to one or anything like that. So I don't know. I might be the odd one out here. I think folks like the danger aspect and noise making. Yeah, I don't know. That just doesn't excite me at all. I don't know. Like, I don't mind watching shows. Like, I'm like, okay, cool. That's about it, though. I don't know. I just don't. Maybe I'm weird. Okay. Oh, there was something I wanted to talk about in regards to serial killers. I know, we're going from fireworks to serial killers to soup. Oh boy. They like to blow up 2-liter plastic bottles. I mean, I've got plenty of them. If somebody wants mine, I'll give them some free bottles. I don't know. Maybe at some point I should like walk outside and see what's going on. I don't know. Okay, so I have an observation about serial killers, and actually a lot of cold cases too. So I was thinking about this, and I realized a lot of these serial killers from cold cases that were caught more recently, it seems like many of them are caught because of DNA evidence. Like the two in particular that I'm thinking about are the Golden State Killer, Joseph James D'Angelo, and Gary Ridgway, the Green River Killer. They committed these crimes like, 30, 40 years ago? And they were only caught within like the last... I think Gary Ridgway was actually caught around like 2003 or something. Joseph James D'Angelo, he was only arrested in 2018. So this guy committed all of this crime, all of these murders, and he got to live his life for, like 35 years before it all came to an end. I mean, that's a pretty good run if you ask me, for you to be able to enjoy your life. The guy is super old, and with both of these criminals, they caught them due to being able to test old evidence from the crime scenes and finally tie the victims to the suspects via DNA results. So it kind of makes you think. It is pretty interesting that a lot of these cases are being able to be closed because, again, like Gary Ridgway and Joseph James D'Angelo, how would they have been able to know in the 70s and the 80s that one day that technology didn't exist? So they left a lot of, they left their DNA samples behind at the scene because at that point there was nothing they could do, investigators could do with that stuff. And 30, 40 years later, the technology evolves enough to where something these killers did not realize would be important became important. So I think that's kind of interesting that the it wasn't even like it wasn't anything like the investigators thought of, but the technology caught up with these guys over time, and that's how they were apprehended. So it kind of makes you wonder too. All right, there's a couple things that go along with this. All right, one, I think it's harder to commit those types of crimes because of all of the evolving technology. Now you have cameras everywhere. You have cell phones. There's ways of tracking people. And there's so much surveillance in a developed country or in a developed place like this one. And then you also have all of the forensics technology that if someone tried to do, the Golden State Killer and the Green River Killer, they would never have been able to even get that far now because of all of the technology and all of the advancements that they didn't have back then. So I do think everyone's like, why don't you see a lot of serial killers anymore? I think part of the reason is because, it's just harder. I think it's harder to get away with that kind of thing. Back in the day, it was sort of anything goes. And now, like, they caught Brian Koberger as a suspect within, 6 weeks. If this was the 70s, Brian Koberger would probably still be roaming around and no one would have caught him. So I do think that part of the reason we might not see as many, at least known serial killers now is because, these criminals just don't have enough of a chance to get away with it or even do it in the first place because they're, even Brian Koberger, I don't even think he realized how many cameras were in that area in Moscow, Idaho. So that it's sort of a good thing because I feel like as time goes on, it's getting harder to commit certain types of crimes, which is a good thing because we don't really want anyone committing crime. So I think that's kind of an interesting thing that, the crimes of the 70s and the 80s they really couldn't happen today. You wouldn't be able to murder 85 people, and not be caught now. So, but the reason a lot of these cold cases are being solved now is because they're digging out old evidence and they're like, hey, let's test it for DNA and see what comes up. So I do think that's pretty interesting. The other thing I was thinking about is I wonder what other technology advancements are going to happen so that people who commit crime now will be caught in the future. There's going to be more and more of that kind of stuff. More advanced DNA testing, maybe, being able to track people better or, I was even thinking, people are breathing everywhere. How do you know in the future forensics tech would advance to the point where, I'm sure people admit things when they're breathing where maybe the forensics could tell whether someone's been in that area by things in the air or even by testing someone's breath to see where they've been. I feel like that could happen too. So I think there's more and more advancements and progress as far as forensics that, people are just not going to be able to do what they did back in the day. It's getting hard. There's other types of crime. Now there's a lot of cybercrime. And now people resort to other types of violent crime in lieu of being a serial killer because I think it's just, I'm going to be real. I think it's harder to be a serial killer in 2023. You can clip that out of context if you want. That's what I honestly think. I think it's not as easy. It's probably still possible, but I think the task of not leaving any DNA behind or tracking any DNA with you is kind of difficult. So I don't know. I think there's a lot you could think about here. So I don't know. So it's just my random thought about serial killers. Wow, my uncle was murdered 45 years ago. After 43 years. Yeah, that's the thing. It's what the WTF, 43 years. Okay, I want to ask, how did they catch this killer? Wow. That killer was 18. Yeah, and that's the thing. Back in the day, the killer was like, oh, I don't have to worry about anything. I can leave my blood behind. I can leave DNA. And they're cracking all these cold cases because of, because these criminals just didn't know they were going to be able to get caught that way. That's so interesting. Okay, so tell me more. All right, tell us more about this. We got to know. How did they find him? What happened after that? All right, I think that people with these compulsions will always do the crimes. However, I think they will get caught a lot sooner. Exactly. I think if Brian Koberger had done allegedly this back in the 70s, he would have been able to be a serial killer because he wouldn't have gotten caught. All right, yeah, tell us more about the uncle and why did they kill him? And then, yeah, we need more details here. That's interesting. That's super interesting. But yeah, I don't know. That's just something I think yeah, I'm going to say this again. I think it is harder to be a serial killer in 2023. Just not easy. Not easy work anymore. Well, and you don't know why. So was it like kind of a random crime thing? Or did they know each other? Because typically, I will say this, from working in news, a lot of crime is not like random. I feel like people have a heightened sense of fear over like getting attacked by a stranger or something. But the vast majority of crimes are between people who know each other. And it's not like just somebody randomly targeting someone. Typically it's like more of a domestic crime, or more like, disputes between people who know each other. Most violent crime, in my opinion, is not... It's not like between strangers. Typically it's between like, family, honestly, a lot of family members, or it might be like, basically it's like criminal versus criminal type stuff. So it's usually that. It's not usually a stranger attacking you. It's just usually not. It's usually friends or family members, or, like criminal. It's usually criminal versus, actually the most common violent crime is criminals hurting other criminals. Just the reality. All right, he claims he didn't do it. They knew each other. Is he in prison now? What happened? I'm going to guess that, like, DNA is pretty solid in most situations, so yeah, it was probably kind of a smoking gun there. And also, like, why did it take them 40... Like, we've had DNA tech for a while. Like, that's interesting that... I know they're probably kind of overwhelmed with backlogged cases and stuff. But especially if you have like a serial killer, wouldn't you want to try to find... Wouldn't you want... Maybe, I would think they would be kind of high up on the priority list, because they might be continuing to do it. So I don't know. That's pretty crazy though. I saw one... I think it was... I do really like the show Forensic Files. By the way, there's like a bunch of them on YouTube. So if you want to watch Forensic Files, just type up Forensic Files, and there's like endless amounts of them on YouTube for free. So I think that's pretty... that is pretty addicting. So there was this one Forensic Files show where this high school student was murdered by her on-again, off-again boyfriend. I think this happened in like Oklahoma or something like that. And what was kind of funny is that the killer left his pants behind at the crime scene. I'm not joking. He left a pair of jeans near the body of the victim. And this was another thing where it took them like years and years. I think she was also like SA'd. So there was some DNA evidence or something like that. And this was another thing where, again, it's like 40 years later that they finally catch the killer. And it's, of course, the boyfriend. And again, the dude left his pants behind at the crime scene, and he gets to skip about for 40 years. Like, what's going on here? I feel like they dropped the ball on that one too, because even if you don't have DNA, I feel like they could have narrowed down whose pants they were. Like, I'm sure back then they could have tracked like where pants were sold, or like who owned the pants, or even like, hey, have you ever seen, they could have questioned people like, hey, have you ever seen anyone wearing these pants? Narrow it down by size. So I don't know, I just found it kind of bizarre that you can kill somebody and leave your pants at the crime scene and still be free for 40 years. So they tracked the guy down in that case, and he actually lived in my area. So he lived around here, for years, and then, now he's in prison, so I don't have to worry about that. But, I was like, all right, that guy, he leaves his pants at the crime scene, and he was originally a suspect, but they just chose not to, like, I don't know, investigators just, like, chose not to really pursue that lead. I'm like, he's her boyfriend, on again, off again boyfriend. And I guess he was like abusive or something. So I feel like that should have been a red flag. I don't know. I feel that seemed like kind of sloppy police work to me. Maybe, I don't know. But he left his pants behind at the crime scene. and was only caught by DNA evidence like 40 years later. Of course, in Florida. And they always come to Florida for some reason. All these people come to Florida. I don't know. So who knows? All right, so making your dreams come true. All right, I think the case was passed around to different detectives. Okay, maybe he could afford a really good defense attorney. Murder case. Sorry, my eyelashes are starting to stick together. Cases need to be airtight. That's true. In 2010, the detective was a woman. In 2021, the detective was a man. Killer was in jail, waiting to be indicted. And I was told that hearing was closed to the public. Huh. That's pretty crazy stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm very glad DNA technology exists so they can track down these people easier. But yeah, wouldn't it be kind of wild if you were a serial killer in the 70s and you keep seeing all these news stories about like DNA, advancements, and you're like, oh crap, when are they going to come get me? Because that's the thing. Most of these people back in the 70s, if you did kill someone, I'm sure you weren't really careful about, DNA. All right, I don't think being an abusive boyfriend or husband was as big a red flag in the 70s or 80s. That's kind of sad. Man, yeah, he sounded like a pretty bad dude. Like, he didn't treat this woman well at all. I mean, he killed her, so clearly, not a great guy. The detective said he would call me when his trial would start, but still hasn't called me. Yeah, it sounds like, I don't know. He might be going on trial soon. Okay. Well, I hope that case goes well. If this guy did do it, I hope he gets the book thrown at him. Because that's just not right. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about all of these like cold cases? Do you think it's harder to be a serial killer in 2023 or now 2024? Is it going to be much more difficult? Because that's the thing. There's cameras everywhere. They can track your cell phone. I'm sure there's going to be other stuff. A lot of stuff. Okay. Yeah. I know, Debbie, that's really, yeah. And that's the thing. I've worked on a lot of stories where where there's a lot of domestic violence and and a lot of times too that the kids end up, sadly, a lot of times the kids end up being collateral damage for those folks too, which is sad. Because I've seen a lot of, I've had to do a lot of weird and terrible stories. But yeah, I'm kind of fascinated. I saw a documentary on the Green River Killer. I'm probably going to watch that because I think it's interesting. Oh, so one thing I was reading about Gary Ridgway, the Green River Killer, he killed I think it was 70 people or so. Like he confessed to 70 or something. And he painted trucks. That was his job. And, so this guy, I'm so curious about Gary because I read some wacky facts about this case. So his victims were typically runaways or, ladies of the night. We'll just say that. That was most of his victims. And that was in, the Seattle area. Again, happened in the 70s, 80s. He was only caught in 2003. So again, he's another one that got to, really enjoy his life, before his ticket ran out there. But Gary, what was it? Oh, so Gary, apparently all of his coworkers thought he was really weird. And at the time, everyone knew about the Green River Killer. That, that was in the news and they were looking for him. People were scared. His coworkers thought he was really bizarre. And his nickname at work was Green River Gary. And I'm like, did anyone report him or anything? He had been a suspect, but they hadn't been able to pin the murders on him until the DNA evidence. But if your nickname at work, if there's a Green River Killer and your nickname is Green River Gary, that's probably not a good thing. And then he would steal the victims' personal effects, he would steal their jewelry, and then he would bring it to work and show people. I'm like, what kind of freak is this, man? Like, that's weird. He had, like, he looked kind of, like, he had, like, crazy sinister eyes. He looked very strange. And, another thing I found about, so I saw a funny meme about Gary Ridgway that, he sold, there's this multi-level marketing company called Amway. And there's a quote from Gary Ridgway saying, like, I wasn't as active in these years because I was busy doing Amway. So the meme was something like, the one time there's a positive to being in an MLM is that this guy cuts down on killing people because he's in an MLM. And also, it's interesting that a serial killer would be enticed into joining a multi-level marketing organization. So I thought that was kind of funny too. But I'm really curious about looking up Gary because his case looks pretty interesting too. So that'll probably be like my next rabbit hole. I do want to get into that like cult thing. I think that one would be kind of fun too. So we'll see where this goes. That's what I do in my free time when I'm not procrastinating from editing videos. All right, serial killers can keep up with forensic technology too. I do think it's harder to be a serial killer now, though. Exactly. It does look like it's more challenging. You know, maybe I guess that's why Brian Koberger was studying criminology. Wanted to try to be better at it. Lots of hit and runs. Yep. So I was watching something and it was like the best way to get away with murder, and it was a pedestrian a pedestrian accident. Not even a hit and run, but they were saying you're least likely to be prosecuted in a fatal pedestrian accident. So I was like, that's crazy. So that was recommended if you wanted to kill someone. That apparently is like the easiest way to do it. Again, not endorsing that at all. I just thought it was like some sort of show or, you know, like a news segment or something like that. I was like, okay, but again, we're not endorsing any type of violence here at the Soin Report Live. This is hypothetical, and this channel is for entertainment purposes and educational purposes only. But yeah, I think that Green River Killer thing looks kind of interesting. And yeah, I've heard about the case. I just didn't watch a lot of stuff on it, but that'll probably be the next one I try to dig into. I don't know. Probably not before bed though, because I don't want to be like too freaked out. Also, if you are following the Idaho murders and the Brian Koberger story, I want to know if you have any theories or interesting opinions on this case. Like, what do you think really happened? And do you have any interesting, do you got any? Throw it at me. I'm just curious. I've been lurking on Reddit way too long. All right, we have some new viewers as well. Welcome if you're just joining us. This is the New Year's Eve Soin Report Live show. Hello, Annette, and we're just hanging out. We're having fun. I ate some soup. We unboxed some fun So Tights goodies, including this very cool trucker hat. And we're just hanging, and we are talking about serial killers. Because I'm crazy. So if anyone has any theories or thoughts on Brian Koberger, the Idaho murder suspect, I'm kind of fascinated by this case. The trial's probably going to be... It looks like it's probably going to be over the summer. The house was actually demolished this past week. So there's a lot going on, and yeah. Solely my opinion, he looks very guilty. He looks very guilty. Yeah. All right, we've got Jamie here. Hello, Jamie. Happy New Year. I know it's all right. We have about 45 minutes until 2024. We've been live streaming. Wow, it's been like 3 hours. Okay, 2.5 hours. Okay, I'm like, okay. Should we go until midnight? And then I gotta clean out my rabbit's litter box. I know. And I feel bad because I should probably like let her out at some point soon and, you know, let her run around and stuff. We'll do that soon. I got to give her treats. So Jamie and Annette, we're talking about serial killers because that's what we want to talk about on New Year's Eve on a sewing channel. And I've been sharing how obsessed I am with following various cases like the Idaho murders with suspect Brian Koberger, the criminology PhD student who's accused of murdering 4 college students at like 4 a.m., which is super crazy. All right, yeah. Everybody needs... Yeah, that's the thing. I got a cat litter box. Yeah. You know, animals first, right? The animals come first. So I had my soup here. We're hanging out. There's a bunch of fireworks. My neighbors are really into fireworks. And I think my husband is going to bed. Hopefully I'm not, like, disturbing him too much. I don't know. Am I being really loud? I have no idea. So we're just chilling. And if you have any questions about the channel, about anything, this is kind of anything goes. Ask me anything. I also talked about the brother Skitch again. Because I've been getting a lot of questions on what items you can and can't do on it. People are like, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? So I did go over that a little bit earlier. And I bought a bunch of blank items that I'm going to be trying to do projects on. I also have one video I'm still editing, and I've gotten like nowhere with it. So it's been one of those months, I guess. I don't know. And I realized too, I'm really making an effort. I know I haven't done a live stream in a while, and I apologize for that. I meant to be better. Okay, what is the other machine that's still in the box? Oh, I have the Ditto sewing pattern projector. That's the one that's still in the box. I'm just really like procrastinating. I don't know. I've been slacking. That's all I got to say. Been slacking on that. I'm seriously ready for bed too. I'm such an old lady, but I'll stand. Yeah, I stayed up way too late last night, and I'm still tired. And I woke up this morning and I was like, oh. But I decided, I was like, I got to pull it together and do one last stream of 2023. So here we are. I feel like an old lady. I'm eating soup, guys. I'm eating soup, and we're talking about serial killers. That's like that's not hip. Let's be real. That's not a hip thing to do. You know, I'm wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt. Yeah. And my plans involve hanging out with a bunny. That's not really normal. So, but I'm glad everyone's joining me. We have all right, we've got about 23 viewers total. We're multi-streaming on a few platforms. Also, I mentioned this earlier, but I am I've started watching the Kato Kalin podcast, and it's actually really good. It's called 1 Degree of Scandalous or something like that, and the co-host is Kato Kalin, yes, the house guest from the O.J. Simpson murder trial. All right. Oh, yeah, there's more fireworks. All right, I never make it to midnight. I've got almost 7 hours left of 2023. Yeah, I would go to bed then. I wouldn't worry too much about it. You got to do what you got to do, you know? I feel very hip. Yeah, I feel very hip. Also, a quick shout out to today's live stream sponsor, the Sewing Report Etsy shop, where you can get fabric, sewing supplies, and some handmade goodies. And for you live viewers only, you can get $5 off $50 or more orders with code NYE2023. So just a little bit of a savings for just live viewers. Just wanted to say a little thank you. Also, if you do place any order, I'm going to try to throw in like freebies. Like with any order over like $35, $25 even. I always try to throw in something extra that I think you would actually like or use. So I really try to do that with as many, orders as I can. So I'll find some stuff. Also, I do have a few of these necklaces left. Actually, Jamie has gotten one with one of her previous orders. So for the first 3 people who do, like, let's say $100 or more order, I will include a free scissor necklace. It's got like a little pair of scissors and a little heart. It's very cute, silver tone, a very wearable necklace. So I will be including that with orders of $100 or more for the first, I would say 3. I think I have 3 of them. I might have 4. I'll have to check. If I don't, I'll include something. If I run out, I'll include something else cool. But I like to try to do stuff. Okay. All right. Krabby Dragon says, okay, part of hip is being random. Okay, cool. All right. All right. So Jamie, the email that's on like the channel about section, you can all right. I don't answer everyone's email, but I'll answer your email. So on this channel, there'll be like the contact thing. You can use that email and I'll get it. Because you've been a long time. You've definitely been a long time supporter. So yeah, feel free to email me. All right, I've never gotten into the whole serial killer thing, but I know many people are. It's definitely interesting though. It's very interesting. I just get really freaked out by all of it, and then I sleep with the lights on. So that's also fun. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. If you're like, if I know you, here's the thing. If I don't know you and you email me, I probably won't answer. But if I recognize you and like, you know, you've been a viewer for a while, you know, I will always make my best attempt to try to help. The problem I get is that I get a lot of people who clearly just don't even watch the channel or don't know me. And then they email asking for help and I'm like, dude, like, I don't know you. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's a little, you know, I feel like it's a little rude. I don't know. Like, at least introduce yourself or something. Or, like, leave a comment on their videos or something. Like, if you're trying to reach out to someone, leave a comment on their videos. Or, like, kind of be around for a while so they know who you are. And then if you do contact them, you're a lot more likely to get, like, an answer or help. Because they're aware of you and they're familiar with who you are. But I find a lot of people just, like, cold DM or cold email. And then they're like, oh, why didn't I get a response? It's because like they don't know you. But if I know you and, you know you from around the streams or from around, you know, like I kind of generally know who comments on videos and stuff too. Like there's a lot of more regular people. And if they reached out, I'd be like, okay, that's totally cool. You know, it's just the strangers, you know, that I'm like, well, like why? Like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. Yeah, we're just talking. We're just chatting. Yeah, feel free to ask anything. I also want to talk. I probably might do a live stream. I want to do an updated Joanne stream because there has been some new stuff. I just have to really do more. I don't want to do it until I feel like I've gotten enough research done on it so I know what I'm talking about. I also would like to... Oh, geez, I'm going to be emailing you about serial sewing. Actually, that's a good name for a channel. If you're going to, I would name it, I think serial sewing. If it's not taken, you have to look it up and make sure, like, I would make sure the handle is available. But if that is available, I think that's a really good name. You could cover serial killers and sewing. I think that would actually be a pretty dope channel. I think you'd probably get a lot of viewers, honestly. Like, if you were good at storytelling and you were, like, and it was, like, fun, you know, not fun, but, like, you know, if you kind of, you got to have, like, a shtick to it. I think that's an interesting, like, every channel, I think, needs a shtick. Like, this channel, it's mostly covering, like, what's happening in the sewing community, like, news, like, what's happening with Joann's. I also probably want to do a show on Etsy. Like, I heard there were some Etsy layoffs, so I need to look more into that, and I would kind of like to do something about that. But yeah, I would check. All right. So check all of the, Christina, check all of the social media platforms. Like check YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And if that handle is available, take it. You could also do like, if it's not available, you could also do like serial sewing talk. Like you could kind of add something onto it. But my recommendation is to keep the handle the same on all platforms so it's easy for people. Like, because if on one platform you're like if on one channel I was like sewing with Jen, and then on Instagram I was like sewing report. Like, you need to make it very simple and very like, you know, that's kind of a branding thing. So I would check to make sure it's available. Like, reserve the handles now, like right now. Go and see if it's available. Get it on Twitter. Get it like everywhere you can. Get the handle Serial Sewing and try to do that. So that's what I would do. Oh, no, girl, you're not weird. Come on, everybody. I mean, everybody's a little weird. You know, I'm weird. You just might not be. I mean, you could probably see that, but, you know, everybody, it's fun being weird. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, everyone wants the Joann's up. Yeah, and also the stock price at Joann's is like, ugh, it's really bad. It's pretty bad at Joann's. I don't know what's going on there. All right, I love the makeup, Christine. I was a makeup artist years ago before. Wow, that's all. I did not know that, Jamie. That's really cool. I'm not very good at doing my makeup, clearly. I try to cover up my acne, and that's about it. My local Joann seems normal. I don't notice a drastic change. Hey, that's good. All right, yeah, you got to try it, Christina. Yeah, look up serial sewing. I think, yeah, something where you sew something, and then you're talking about serial killers. You seem really into this stuff too. Like, you know a lot about it. So if you're already, that's the thing, if you're already like down the rabbit hole, you might as well try to get something out of it too, you know? Yeah, everybody's a little weird. It's all good. Oh, thank you. I just did enough today to not look super scary. I didn't do my hair. That's fine. I was like, whatever. I just didn't feel like doing it, so I didn't do it. You guys are cool with that, you know. Well, the other thing is, if I wear my hair down, it also like tends to move a lot. So doing live streams is not good because my hair will be like here and then it'll be like here. If it's a taped video, at least I can like edit it and fix it. But during live streams, it's just not very, you know, it's just not, having your hair down for me is just not, you know, not very practical. All right. Oh, hey, we got Tara here. Hello, hello. Oh my God, Tara, I randomly clicked into YouTube to forward a video to my son, and here you are. Happy New Year. Yeah, I know. I've been slacking on the live streams over here. I promise I will get better with them. Happy New Year. Great to see you. My Etsy shop died this year. No, something is wrong. Economy, I don't know. So I was also wondering too, yeah, Etsy, apparently I've read something that they laid off like 10% of their employees. Something, I wonder if maybe across the board, maybe people aren't buying as much. I don't know. I'm going to look more into it though. But welcome, Tara. Tara is a regular over here. My Joanne is the same as always, crappy. Oh boy, that's not good. I haven't been to my Joann's lately. I'll have to check it out. It usually looks dirty and old. That's quite a glowing endorsement from Jamie for Joann's. That doesn't sound good. All right. Speaking of hair, how are you liking the Dyson hairstyle? You know, I don't use it as much as I should, but I did just get the larger round brush attachment, and that's made a lot more like usable for me. I just don't do my hair. I only wash my hair like twice a week, so I know everyone's like, oh, gross. I don't know. I'm lazy. I just don't wash my hair that much. All right, we got. Yay, everyone's here. Yeah. Oh, wow. I'm so happy because I was like, man, I haven't streamed in like 2 months. Is everyone gonna be here? I don't know. But you guys are all here. This is awesome. We're rounding on 11. I feel like at this point we got to go live until midnight. We'll do it until midnight, and then my husband's gonna be like, "You're way too loud," and then I'll clean the rabbit. I'll do the rabbit stuff after that. So, yeah, I didn't get up today until like 2 p.m. because I was up so late this morning. It was fun. So yeah, we've talked about pretty much everything. We talked about serial killers. We talked about sewing. We talked about embroidery. We're having fun. I ate some soup. Lots of S words here. Sewing, serial killers, soup. All right. Yeah, Christina, let us know if the handles are available. Like, I hope they are. I feel like, let me check Instagram. I feel like on Instagram, people take like every handle. So sometimes it can be hard to find a handle that's like available. All right, let me see here. Here we go. Sorry, I also have some stuff stuck in my teeth, so that's always fun too. All right, was it serial sewing? Okay. Okay, Christina, it's available. It's available. Serial sewing is available. It looks like it's available on Instagram. All right, so it's on Instagram. That's good. Let's see if it's on YouTube. And you can kind of check on the, like, if you look on, if you're on like a desktop computer or something, or you're on like a web version, you can type in the handle and just see if it exists or not. If not, I would take it. I would take it. All right, MK, missed everything. That's okay. Any topics for 2024 on the channel? I was telling people earlier, I need to open and actually use and try out the Ditto sewing pattern projector. I have one. I just haven't opened it yet. There's going to be more embroidery videos. I bought a bunch of blank items that I plan to try out on the Brother Skitch PP1 embroidery machine. I'm also thinking I might get so I done a lot. I do a lot of beginner sewing machine videos, and I was using the Brother CS7000i. It's been discontinued. You can probably still get them for a while, and you could probably get them used, but I might get another entry-level sewing machine that's actually available, so that people can actually get it if they want it. So that's the whole thing. If I'm using machines that aren't available, people are like, all right, I can't, you can get it on the secondhand market, but it's hard to get new. So that's sort of the plans. I might do some more clothing type things. Love to see. I don't know. What would you like to see on the channel? Let me know. And of course, we're going to be continuing to do sewing, community, news, business stuff over here on Sewing Report Live. All right, Christina, it's not on you. All right, I think you got to do. I feel like that's a sign from the universe that we need a serial killer sewing channel. I think that would be really funny. Well, not funny, but like it's definitely unique, and I think that's a good way to break into the sewing niche, but still be unique. I don't know. I like it. Like, look at all those makeup crime channels, and look how like Bailey Sarian or whatever. Look how popular that channel is. Are you like a makeup artist? Is that your jam? Or do you do makeup and sewing? I mean, you could do both, I guess. I don't know. But I feel like I would love to see more sewing YouTube channels that have a different kind of spin to them. I think that's something that I think there's definitely kind of a hole in this niche. And I'd love to see people trying and experimenting with different types of sewing content. Oh, you're an accountant. Okay. Hey, that's cool too. Wow. I mean, there's a lot you could do then if you wanted to do. You could do like the money stuff of sewing, but I think the serial killer thing would be more fun. Like, it could just be you hanging. I don't know. You'd have to kind of think about it more, but I mean, look at how popular all those true crime channels are. Very hot right now, and I don't really see that. I don't see that stopping. I watch it. Look, I watch a ton of them myself, so I got okay. We have a lot of accountants here. I used to work at a seat. Nice. So Jamie, you used to be a mate. All right, so you used to be an accountant and a makeup artist. That's a lot. And your mom. All right. Yes, you hash out your hubby. Maybe he could help you. I don't know. I just think that would be totally dope. All right, who here would watch a sewing channel talking about serial killers? You could also do like updates on cases, like what we know, any new, like that's the thing with a lot of these cases, especially the ongoing ones, like the Murdoch, also like the Murdoch trial. Like, it's always like there's always like something, there's always something new and updated with them. There we go. Okay, see, Christina, you do, all right, you're a cosmetologist. We got a lot of accountant. All right, so we have a lot of people who are sewing makeup artist accountants. That's very, very specific. Very specific. Okay, yeah, I would watch, like, honestly, I would watch that. Like, if somebody sewed or quilted and talked about serial killers or true crime, I would watch that. I would 100% watch it. Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be totally cool. Yeah, somebody's, and I'm gonna be real. It's not gonna be me who does that. Like, actually, I'll probably be kicking myself too for not doing that, because I feel like a channel like that would blow up. So maybe I should. I don't know. I just don't want to deal with all the thing is, the copyright stuff could be kind of a pain in the butt. That's the only thing I would worry about. Because a lot of photographers are very protective over their intellectual property. So that's the only challenge I see with a crime channel, is that in order to get the visuals for it, it's really hard to vet all of the sourcing and vet all of the copyright stuff, and that can be like that can be kind of, and that's the thing. You see a lot of people who like do whatever, but you don't know what they're going through behind the scenes legally, and there could be more than you know. So that's the only downside. All right, you win. I've only lived in California and now Texas. Yeah, and a lot of people get Here's the thing, Facebook. The thing with those photos is that you don't know if Facebook is Facebook's not the source of those photos. It's just people posting stuff to Facebook. But everyone who takes a photo owns the copyright to it. So you have to investigate who owns the copyright for each specific element. And I personally see a lot of crime channels that I think are very high risk for copyright claims. Plus, the YouTube copyright system can detect a lot, especially with the videos. But I've talked to people who've gotten sued over like using a photo for a couple seconds. And even if you can win the lawsuit, it's not fun, and it costs you a lot of money in legal fees. So that's kind of the main reason I personally wouldn't. That's why I personally don't plan to do a channel like that. And I don't really have, I got other stuff going on. But that's the thing I see a lot is that I see a lot of younger YouTubers using like all of this material that they don't own. And I feel like they're putting themselves in a fairly high-risk situation for all that stuff. So, and I've dealt a lot with copyright stuff, and it's complicated. It's not, and I've seen a lot of very bad information about copyright rules. All right, I got Tara. I just read American Predator. It's about a serial killer that I've never heard of. I haven't read a book in a while, I'm going to be real. I read a lot of articles, though. I'll have to look that up. So it's called American Predator. Let's see here. Oh, another, yeah, okay, Tara, my husband told me all about this guy. Okay, I was actually going to bring this guy up right now, for real. Okay, this book actually looks really good. Okay, yeah, Israel Keys or whatever. I think that's what his name is. Yeah, my husband, so yeah, anyone who's not familiar with this guy, Israel Keys, you need to look it up. It's Keyes. This guy, and he committed his crimes somewhat, like in the 2000s. And he got away with it for a long time. Yeah, I read about him, and my husband watched a bunch of his interrogation videos, and he's like, it was crazy. So yeah, that one was, yeah, Israel Key. Yeah, it was free. Like, I was reading about his, like, methods. He had kill kits all across, like, the United States and Canada. And it was wild. I think he lived in Alaska, or he lived in, like, Alaska or something. And also, like, he would make sure he had no connection to the victims. So he would pick the targets like, they didn't have anything in common. Like, they weren't all women, or they weren't all, a certain type of person. He would just pick super random people. He would also kill people in different methods. So, like, they wouldn't really tie him all together. Like, he didn't have a modus operandi. He didn't have an MO. He kind of messed up. Like, the reason he got caught is because he definitely got kind of sloppy with his last victim. And this guy wasn't that old either. But, yeah, my husband watched a bunch of his interrogation videos. And the guy's just, like, eating and drinking coffee and confessing to all these, like, heinous crimes. It was really... Yeah, that's the thing. It wasn't personal. It was, like, just... like, he would just randomly be like, okay, I'm going to kill these people. And he had zero reason to do it. It was super weird. Yeah, so, yeah, I have heard of him. Israel Keys. Yeah, you guys got to look him up. It's really crazy. Yeah. Yes, he was on camera. Well, no, he got caught. He has been caught now. But he was he kidnapped this girl that worked at like a coffee truck or something, like a coffee kiosk. And I believe he was on the surveillance video, and then he so he killed this girl, assaulted her, and then he contacted her parents for ransom or something. And he like sewed her eyelids open so it looked like she was alive, and he put on makeup on her, and he had her holding up a newspaper to fake that she was alive. And then he got the ransom money, but the things he ran into is that he spent the ransom money, which was like marked bills, and he was using her debit card, and they eventually caught him because they could track, where the debit card was being used. But this poor girl, like, I think she was only a teenager or something. My husband told me all about her. I was like, that's nuts. It was super weird. Yeah, it was like a cop. Yeah, and I was like, wow, that's freaking scary. Freaking scary, yeah. Well, I think this also goes to show, like, they always tell you, if someone's trying to kidnap you or abduct you, never let them take you to the second location, because you're probably going to die there. Even if you die at location 1, at least, it's probably going to be better than whatever they are doing if they're taking you to another location. So I've seen people recommend that you would, like, really fight, do whatever you can to try to not, don't go along with it. Like, if they if they hold you up at gunpoint and they're like, do what I say and you'll live, they're not going to let you live. You need to just do whatever you can to get away, and you have a better shot if you struggle at the first location than if you let them take you to the other location, because you're as good as dead if you let them take you to another place. So don't cooperate. Yeah, if you ever don't cooperate, yell, scream, do whatever you can. There's probably a good chance they'll just run away and not do anything to you, especially if you're in a public place. So that's, yeah. But yeah, this guy, Israel Keys, he's a pretty messed up guy. I think he killed himself too, I know YouTube is very sensitive about certain terms, but I think I believe he self-deleted. But that guy was real weird. And he just looked crazy too, yeah. That guy looked insane. And he had victims like all over the country and Canada. And he had like a kid too, so he had like a kid and a longtime partner or something. Okay, so I was looking things up and it said, how did he afford to travel? He robbed banks in order to fund his hobby. So that's always, and he was also a contractor. Maybe we should be wary of contractors? I don't know. But yeah, I think he self-deleted. Yeah, he died in 2012. But his crimes were... Alright, he committed crimes between 2001 and 2012. That wasn't that long ago. And I mean, they had DNA evidence there. He was just super careful. He was probably one of the better recent serial killers. Yeah, the coffee shack girl is the one he kept in the shed where he lived with his family. Yeah, it's the same girl. Her name was like Samantha Koenig or something. Man, I hate to be her. She really did not, she really drew the short straw in terms of, ways to go out. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, this guy, he was able to commit a lot of murders, not that long ago. So, pretty crazy. But yeah, that was a weird one. I mean, there's so many of these people. And there might be more that we don't know of, too. Like, there could be more serial killers that, just haven't been identified or haven't been caught or whatever. But yeah, apparently, serial sewing, it looks like the handle is available. So, I think I don't know, that'd be a pretty dope channel. If you could do it and figure out, like, the visuals, I think one way around it would be if you could draw things yourself or do produce your own infographics or, like, cartoons. I know that sounds cheesy, but if you kind of depicted things, like, and had an artist do it, that would be one way around it. The other thing I will tell you this is that from a copyright standpoint, things that are normally fairly safe to use are anything that's produced by a law enforcement agency or a government agency. So if you were to use mugshots, police dash cam video, police body cam footage, that's all pretty much fair game. The things that tend to be a lot tricky are like pictures and photos of victims, any professional photography and videography. You're gonna have a tricky time with, but in my opinion, the safest third-party material, meaning like other people's stuff, the safest material tends to be material not just disseminated by a law enforcement agency, but produced by a law enforcement agency, such as the mugshots, and anything like police body camera footage, police dash cam footage, stuff that the police department or sheriff's office or FBI produce themselves. Or if they like have a press conference and they do handout photos, those are typically more fair game. But a lot of the other stuff that's where you're getting into like kind of dicey territory. And that's one of the reasons why I don't do a channel like that, is because I just don't want the hassle. There you go. Yeah, have your husband like draw stuff, and that would be a way for you to get around a lot of that stuff. Because here's the thing: if you monetize the channel and you're using a bunch of other people's stuff, like you're just setting yourself up to have a target on your back. And if the channel does get successful, then people are going to come after you. People are going to start trying to, you got a target on your back, and then you might be more open to legal action. Let's just say that. Yeah, that's pretty fair. Yeah, if it's, the ones taken at like the sheriff's office or at the jail or whatever, where they're released, like the interrogation videos from like the Chris Watts tapes, those are all okay, as long as they are produced by some sort of government agency. Those are pretty like okay. But yeah, if you were, and that's the thing. Yeah, you could also like interview people. So, you're doing doing like Zooms or whatever with people, that kind of thing. Okay, everybody loves the cereal. So yeah, I love it. I freaking love it. I'm clearly people are like watching this and they're like, there is something wrong with you. And there might be. Yeah. But yeah, I love it. Canadian Cricketers. All right, welcome. I think this is the first time I've seen you here. Welcome to the New Year's Eve live stream. Yeah, it's because I talked to this poor lady. She just, and again, most people, like, I have a news background and I worked at a news network, so that's the only reason why I have copyright knowledge. Most people don't, and there's just a lot of really bad, like, if you only use 5 seconds of a movie clip, you're fine. That's not true at all. And photos tend to be a lot harder because you're showing people the entire photo, so it's not like, it's not like you're showing just a portion of the work, you're showing the whole work. And I will say professional photographers are some of the most protective over their stuff. See, that's the thing when you get to be, like, I think somebody did it to Mr. Beast, too. Like, they inadvertently used, an illustration that somebody claims they did, and then they're like, oh my gosh, I deserve all this money, and that's like, do you really? I don't know. But I was talking to this lady, who does a lot of, like, historical videos, and she used some random photos she found on the internet. The photographer threatened to sue her, so she paid him he asked her for like $1,200. She paid him, and then he sued her anyways. So even though, like, honestly, I don't even know how, and this is an overseas lawsuit. I don't know how successful she'll be in, with the legal stuff, but she used the whole photo, and that's the thing. She admitted, she's like, I just didn't know. And all it takes is like one photo or like one thing that somebody else made for, even if it doesn't totally take down your channel, it can really make your life a nightmare. So that can be a little tricky. But yeah, if you can get somebody to draw out illustrations, or maybe you do whiteboards. Like, what if you do whiteboard stuff? You could do like, here's the house, you could kind of cover like what really happened the night of the Idaho murders, and you got like a whiteboard and drawings. Like, that would be fine. there was also, like, when I was at CNN, we would have, like, typically when we would talk about whether or not we were going to try to fair use material, we would use the terms like low risk or high risk. So the lawyers would be like, yeah, we feel like this is pretty low risk, but again, there's like no guarantee. We would just kind of have a sense on whether or not the person was more likely to take legal action or not, like what kind of resources they have to do it. Like if it's a big agency, you know they are. But it can be really tricky. Ooh, embroider the story. Yeah, you could do like a project, like illustrating the crime. That would actually be pretty. A serial killer quilt where you illustrate different. Okay, I'm getting way off topic here. You make a quilt and each one is a different serial killer. I don't know. That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, do that. As long as you're... Yeah, I think that's a good way to get around a lot of that nonsense. And again, it is, you know... Is it fair? I don't know, but it's just a hassle. It's just a big hassle. But yeah, police stuff, you're usually totally fine. You know, it's just... It's such it can be a headache, though. And that's why I kind of do the channels I do, because I'm shooting all of my own video, and I'm not really using a lot of third-party material. And when I am, it's like, I know the company's not really going to care if I'm, like, showing, you know, the So Tight's website or something, you know. So that's really the only stuff I do. Sorry. I need to sniffle a little bit. I'm going to mute myself momentarily. Okay. I think we're good. I'm just feeling very plugged up right now. So we'll go until midnight, and then I think after that I'm probably gonna head out for the night. But yeah, this was fun. We came up with a new channel idea for somebody. Yeah, go for it, because I'm gonna be real. Probably not gonna be able to do that channel, so go for it. And I can't draw, so yeah, I would do it. Serial. The handle seems to be available. And also you seem to have like I see what you got going on. I feel like you could really do that type of channel justice, and you seem super interested in crime. You do all sorts of stuff. I don't know. I have weird ideas. If anyone else wants channel ideas, throw it at me and I'll see what I can do. But yeah, I don't know. We're having fun. We're talking about look how much fun we're having talking about serial killers now. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I think it would be dope. I would definitely want, like, if you cover different cases, and here's the thing, make sure you have, like, you know, make sure it's interesting, your storytelling is good, and, like, I would watch some other channels that do it and see what you can do, like, better. Like, say, you know, hey, I wish, you know, because sometimes I watch channels that do that sort of thing, and I'm like, I wish they talked about this aspect or covered this. But I think if you can do it and really make it you know, kind of a deep dive, I think you'll get a lot of viewers. Yeah, all right, yeah, I gotta floss my teeth too, but I'm definitely not gonna do that on stream. There's like a lot of stuff stuck in my teeth. Yeah, I think somebody's got to do serial sewing. That's a genius name. I'm gonna be honest. I wish, yeah. If I was going to do something like that, that would be a great name. And you could also do other types of crimes. That could just be like what you launch with is like serial killers. You know, I don't know. All right, guys, we have about 9 minutes until we hit 2024 in my time zone. I'm Eastern time. I'm getting very sniffly, guys. I'm sorry. All right. Nice talking to you, Christina. All right. You're going to... All right. You got to jump off the furniture. All right. I'm probably not going to do that. I don't think I'm... But we'll hang out here, guys. All right. Should we try to watch a countdown or something? I don't know. All right. Let me look up, like, New Year's Eve countdowns. Maybe we can, like, bring something up. Let's see. Let me see if I can find something here. I should have thought about this beforehand. But Yeah, this has been awesome, everybody. We're having fun. I didn't realize that. I thought I was just going to be live for like an hour or so. All right, let's do a... I'm trying to find a countdown clock or something. I also don't want to get copyright claimed myself. Okay, let's see what we got here. Huh. Alright, I'm just trying to find like a clock or something. Does that exist? Alright, I just want like a live countdown clock. Alright. Oh, here we go. Time and date. Okay, here we go. I found one. Okay. Alright, let's pull this up. This is timeanddate.com. Alright, so we've got 6 minutes and 33 seconds. Alright, we'll pull this up. Alright, let's do this. Okay, guys. Alright, so... Alright, here we go, guys. We've got 6 minutes until New Year's in the East Coast. Alright. And if you got to drop off, I totally understand. Hello, everyone watching who's tuning in. This is Sewing Report Live. Normally, we do talk about like sewing-related topics. Tonight, we're just letting loose and talking about whatever. We had some soup. We talked about serial killers. I unboxed some stuff from Sew Tights. Lots of S-themed things. And we also have a countdown clock here. So we're just chilling, and we're going to see. All right, so we got about 5 minutes and 40... All right, now 5 minutes and 27 seconds here. So we're just going to wait. All right. I'll pull this up when we get to like 2 minutes out or something like that. But I want to say a big, I want to take this opportunity just to thank everyone here. This has been a terrific year. Actually, it's been a very weird few years here ever since the pandemic. But I feel like this Sewing Report community has really grown. I enjoy each and every one of you and what you bring here and you watching. I've met so many people, and I'm truly grateful that I'm able to do this as a job. So thank you for everyone who watches, who's watched any of the videos, who's left a comment, who's been here in the live chat, who's purchased anything from the Etsy shop. I truly want to say I really appreciate you and thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm looking forward to another really fantastic year. Here, I'm coming at you from Sewing Room in Florida here. Also, okay, my palm tree is still, the batteries haven't burned out, so that's cool. And we're getting to the end of 2023 into 2024. I predict that I think 2024 is going to be a pretty cray-cray year. I think it's going to be, I don't know what to expect, but it's going to be pretty wild here. So welcome, everyone. We're just ringing in the new year here. Again, normally we do sewing stuff tonight. We're just keeping it chill. I'm chilling. I haven't washed my hair in a few days, so that's fun. I got up at 2 p.m. today. I wear sweatpants all the time. So if you're new here, this is what you can expect. We keep it real. I also have another channel called Just Sewing Report where I share sewing-related videos. This is the latest embroidery machine I have. This is the Brother Skitch PP1 embroidery machine, and we're just chilling. I had some soup my husband cooked. And my plans after ringing in the new year involve cleaning out my rabbit's litter box. So if that's not exciting, guys, I don't know what it is. We're here, we're weird, and we're gonna ring in the new year. So I don't know. So welcome. This wasn't a very planned live stream either. I was like, yeah, we'll do it. All right, so let's see. All right, let's see how much time we have left here. I know we've got some new viewers tuning in too. All right, so we've got 2 minutes and 56 seconds here. We've got a little time left. This is exciting. All right, did you see about today? 12/31/23 equals 123/123. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, 123/123. That's correct. You're right. You're right. All right, we've got I'm so late to the party too. You're not. You've been here for a while, Krabby Dragon. It's cool. We're here. So yeah, normally we do sewing news and that sort of thing. I didn't have anything planned for today, so I thought we would just have fun. Chill. I'm coming at you from Florida. My neighbors apparently love fireworks, so we're doing that. My husband went to bed, so things are really exciting. This is life after 40, guys. This is what you got to look forward to. If you're over 40 in Florida, I'm about ready to move into one of those 55 and up communities. I'm not old enough. Like, I wish I could get in one, but we're not, we don't qualify. So I would love to live in a 55 and up community. Also, the homes tend to be a lot cheaper too, and they're nice. My mom lives in one. She loves it. I mean, my mom has a more active social life than I do. Also, should we put on the trucker hat that I got from our friends at Sew Tights? Not sponsored. All right, let's do this. Okay. All right, it's about a minute until New Year's, so we're just here. We're chilling. I'm filling everyone. We have a lot of new viewers too, so I'm filling them in on what's going on here. But if you guys have any questions, if you're new and you're like, what the hell is going on in this channel, let me know. Be happy to. Okay, let's put on the hat here. I'm not a very good hat wearer. I'll wear the hat until 2024. Okay, we'll do that. All right, here's the hat. So my head looks weird and I can't wear hats. Okay. Plus, I'm wearing makeup and this is a white hat and I don't really want to get the hat. I'm afraid of getting the hat dirty if I'm being honest with you. All right, I'm going to try to, okay. I'll wear this. I'll look, okay. I look like I'm, out of the 90s or something. I don't know. Okay, let's put okay. Oh, I think we have less than a minute here. Okay, guys. All right, we have 30 seconds. 27, 26. All right. Should we do the countdown? All right, I got the hat on. You're like, this is the weirdest show ever. I know. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Yay! Okay, you're like, wow, this is weird. It's officially, oh wait. Okay, oh, now it's like counting into the new year. Okay. I was like, what's going on? So it's officially, I will take that off. It's officially 2024. I'm going to be confused when I'm writing the dates on stuff for a while now. All right, so we've made it into the new year. We've been live streaming for about almost 3.5 hours. Happy 2024. Happy New Year's, everybody. We did it together. This is awesome. We've had a good time. We talked. If you were new here too, you can rewind a little bit. We had a very fun conversation about serial killers, which I know you're like, this is weird for a sewing channel, and it totally is. But that's what we did. We had fun. Happy 2024. Happy 2024, everyone. We got the music going. I got my soup. I finished. You know what? At least I was able to eat dinner during the streams. That was very productive on my part, I think. And I was going to edit my other video day, but obviously that didn't happen. So that's okay, though. That's totally okay. Anyways, I'm probably going to sign off fairly soon because I gotta take care. I gotta let my bunny out. And happy sew year. Hello, everyone. We got some viewers here. This has been a lot of fun, guys. Again, Etsy promo. For everyone who shops at the Sewing Report Etsy shop now through Wednesday, you can get $5 off a $50 or more purchase with promo code NYE2023. And again, if you make an order like over, let's say $25, $35, I always like to throw in some freebies, stuff you actually want. So I like to throw in some surprises. Thank you everyone for tuning in, Tara. I know and also, should I watch the Green River serial killer documentary tonight, or should I wait until it's daylight so I'm not scared? I don't know. We'll have to see. But I hope everyone has a great rest of the evening and Happy New Year. Looking forward to a great 2024. I'm going to be signing off here for Sewing Report Live. I'm Jen. We're here. We're keeping it weird, and we had an awesome New Year's Eve party, but I'm really happy to ring in the new year with all of you. Anyways, if you are watching, on your way out, hit the like button and subscribe to Sewing Report Live and the Sewing Report main channel for lots of sewing content. I'll see you guys again in the next one.